Woods? Eat a hole in one buck.
Heck.
All right, one of these days, there will be a day that goes by where we will not have to do a Fani Willis update. But in this judicial saga that is just the gift that keeps on giving, there has been yet another development in the Fani Willis, Nathan Wade judicial saga. Many of you may not have been aware, as I was not entirely aware, that there were two ethics complaints slated to be heard resulting from her allegedly false testimony and alleged improper relationship with Nathan Wade. This is coming out of Atlanta News First, which is the live stream that I was actually streaming from during the hearing of this. They are reporting a Fulton County Board of Ethics discussion concerning two complaints against the county's district attorney, Fani Willis, was canceled on Thursday. The complaints were on the agenda when the special meeting was scheduled for March 7 at 10 a.m., but as of Thursday morning, they had been removed before the meeting chairman, Daraka Satcher, said the board doesn't have the authority to hear the complaints because Willis and all other district attorneys are state, not county officers.
If you watch the entire vlog, here is the intro video, because I might be trying to fill a half an hour before we go live. Well, if you watch the entire thing now, then you don't have to watch it on Rumble or Twitter or YouTube. I wanted to show you one thing in all of this. It was the moment. I'm not going to play the original edit on YouTube because there's a bunch of copyright trolls on this godforsaken commie tube of a platform. I'll play you one part and then I'm going to explain what happened.
And I was watching Robert Gouveia watching The Watchers as he was about to stream this, and I could literally see the moment his heart broke when he got the news from Atlantic News First, or whoever was reporting the news, that the hearing was actually canceled because these two complaints were removed from the docket for the reasons given, which seemed to check out.
And Doug Reardon, wow, look at this. Okay, my friends, it might be canceled. Oh, look at this. Doug Reardon says the Fulton County Board of Ethics was set to hear two citizen complaints against Fani Willis today at 10 a.m. When we showed up, here Doug Reardon is there. He is a reporter from ATL News First. And he says, when we showed up, we were told the complaints were abruptly removed from the agenda.
What you say? Now, I don't know what code of ethics applies to district attorneys or how...
Put on pause here. I played... And I swear to you, I'm gonna take this out now. I played a dog. Can someone let the dog in the office? I played 8 seconds of that song. Yeah, I played 8 seconds of that song, Imogen Heap, Hide and Seek, and it got copy claimed on YouTube. You know why? Because it's a load of crap on that website. We're there now, but it's a load of crap. So I had to re-edit the YouTube version with 1 nanosecond of the song. I was hesitating about including the gunshot leading into the Dear Sister, what you say? Because I didn't want anyone thinking that's like a veiled threat on anything. No, Rockstar Murray, I swear to you. The version you have on Twitter got copy claimed on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, well, dude, I'm not muting the frickin' song. Cartels run the music industry. Damn right. I'm not muting the entire song. My lighting looks very different tonight. Biden falls. Dude, don't get ahead. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. A lot of people are saying I'm not going to watch the State of the Union address. It's it's going to be like my grandmother, taking my grandmother out to Snowden Delicatessen, where she's going to say, "Don't let me do anything crazy, David," like over and over again. And then I said, "You will watch the State of the Union address if I'm live stream commentating." So here's the serious thing. Before we even get started with anything, people. Let the cringe begin. I've got a list of videos. We're going to go through some fun stuff. Does the lighting look weird? Because I changed one thing, and it's a very big thing that I changed. We can go like this. Okay, we're just going to get clear on this. Okay, screen grab. Okay, I'm gonna shut the mic for 1 second. You'll still be able to hear me as I go over here. And remember what you saw before, and do we prefer that to this? This, remember it? Shiny forehead, glistening nose, everything's in clear lighting. This, in general, not just for tonight. This, or coming back to the After Dark, Viva After Dark, romance light, or this. This feels like we put Vaseline on the camera. I don't see the bags under my eyes quite as much. I sort of feel like, what's her face? Jane Fonda? Okay, let me just see what this one, After Dark. Okay, it's pretty unanimous, actually. Okay, done. I might have to do this during the day. See, you can see the light of the floodlights reflecting off my former license plate. Vlog. The vlog. Now I'm doing this with my hands for a good reason. People, we're gonna have fun tonight. My wife's got to put the kids to bed. Although we'll see how long this frickin' SOTU goes. SOTU. Everything's a frickin' acronym these days. SOTU, State of the Union Address. Oh, so good. You got SOTU, SCOTUS, MOJAG, FOJAG, BlueJag. The question is going to be this. Brit Cormier. Well, you know what? Actually, this would be the Brit. Done. I kind of look better. Look younger. Look more determined. That's my blue steel look. What was I just about to say? Oh, the hands. I've got jokes to get into. Then I've got other stuff. I got another neighborhood watch warning on our Ring camera. Another displaced dog. It's outrageous. Oh, there's so many things to go over. People, we're going to get to the jokes in a second. This is not a joke. This is, I hope you printed yours up, people. This is the, what did I call it? State of the Union Connect 4. We're going to be playing tonight. Back up a little bit here. We're going to get into some props, under, overs. How long is SOTU address going to last? How long is Biden going to speak for? My prediction is it's got to be under 30 minutes. And I don't know if that's obvious or unreasonable. I mean, that's how crazy it is. It's like under 30 minutes obvious and unreasonable. It's over 12. Like, what's been the shortest State of the Union address, actually? Google. Shortest State of the Union address ever. Abraham Lincoln. Excuse me. Former President's LBJ. Let's just see here. We're gonna get into an early topic before we get started, because we're live stream commentating this. Nobody wants to watch it. This is like the Oscars. I would live stream commentate the Oscars, but I'll get copy claims and be like maybe arrested for doing that. See which U.S. presidents delivered the longest and the shortest SOTU addresses. Former Presidents LBJ and Ronald Reagan gave two of the shortest SOTU addresses, each that lasted just over 40 minutes. Oh my goodness, people. What are the odds tonight that we're going to see the shortest State of the Union address ever? Voluntarily or involuntarily. Like, oops, I cracked my pants might actually be an excuse to leave after 30 minutes. Not me. Well, maybe me. So let's see here. Let's just go with longest. The 10 longest. Bill Clinton spoke for an hour and a half. Donald Trump spoke for an hour and 20 minutes. Bill Clinton oh, these are all State of the Unions. Okay, fine. Joe Biden. He spoke for an hour and 13 minutes last year? What month are we in? I don't remember that. Oh, if they include the standing ovations, this is bullshit. I'll start now. This is all bullcrap. This has to exclude the duration of the standing ovation. So I would go by the longest State of the Union address in terms of words. That's what we have to look up. So longest in terms of words. The first State of the Union message was given by George Washington in 1790. It was also the shortest message, 830 words. So why didn't that one come up as the shortest? The longest State of the Union, Harry Truman, 25,000 words long. At 350 words a page, 3,500, that's 100 pages almost. That's like 75 pages of reading. That's wild. Okay. Then let's see. Okay, so that's interesting. So now you can see how the bullcrap works into it, because they can carry Sleepy Joe Biden through this by just standing ovating their way through the silence and the hemming and the hawing. Okay, so yeah, this is bullcrap. Now I don't know how to evaluate this. This might not be the shortest State of the Union address ever, but I'm going to predict it's going to be the fewest on words, unless, let me just go back to, who was the first? 833 words. George Washington, it'll be longer than George Washington's. So we're not going to see the record shortest in terms of words. We might see the record shortest in terms of duration, unless Nancy Pelosi gets up there and like claps for like a filibuster clap. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. It's going to be fun. Before we get into the over-unders, I hope everyone should have printed this up already. You have to go get your homework if you haven't. Before we get into the over-unders, in and outs, that's what shoe tying is all about. Rumble is not working. Here's what I'm going to predict. Refresh, Ben Cooley, although I should have done this. Rumble is working. How dare you say something that's not true on the internet? I'm going to refresh here. I should have told everybody what's going on. We're going to do this cross-platform, not on Twitter. I got nothing against Twitter. That's... hold on a second. Rumble isn't. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Is Rumble actually not working? Okay, Rumble's not working, but that's not because my stream's not working. It's because the website seems to be down, which is not any better. Let me go to locals for a second. So for those of you who are new to the channel, you met me through Fani Willis's Big Fanny. My live streams, we start on YouTube, Rumble, and vivabarneslaw.locals.com typically. And then we end on YouTube, and we go over to Rumble, and then we go over to Locals afterwards for the after party. For these live stream type trial things, my goodness, Rumble might be overloaded for the evening. For these live streams, I think it's value added for the Rumble crowd that we stay on both YouTube and Rumble, and then all that I do periodically is say, hey guys, Rumble is working. Okay, good. It's actually not working for me, but that's only because the other page that I have is not working. I say, hey guys, come over to Rumble. Link to Rumble. And then you can come over there. And then I say, hey guys, let me go to vivabarneslaw.locals.com. I hear me. There we go. And then I say, hey guys, come on over to vivabarneslaw.locals.com and consider becoming a supporting member. There you go. Okay, good. Boom. Rumble is not working. So it seems to be working now. Although the web page is freezing, but on one server of mine, but on the other one it's still server. On one web page, on one URL. Mine is working, Rumble is working for me. Everybody says on Rumble. Okay, good. vivabarneslaw.locals.com. Are we good here, peeps? And I think we're good here because we got people, and I can also just press play. And I'm going to see my face. Yes, we are. Good. Dude, I'm having problems on mine, and I'm wondering if the computer is, the internet is being overloaded at my house with dirty kids watching dirty TikTok. Let me see here. Okay, not for me, says Zaphod. It's working. Good. Okay. It is actually freezing on my computer or spinning the circle of death. All right, either way, we're good until proof to the contrary. Everybody, look at these things here. We got these super chats. We've got Rumble rants. And I'm going to get to all of them. We're going live at 9 o'clock with SOTU, the State of the Union Address. It's going to be a monumental, as we say, fecal show. It's going to be a fecal show. Now, let me just see something here. Okay. And I'll find a good website to stream it off of before we go there. But we're going to be live on all three platforms tonight for the entirety of the night because I don't think it's going to last too long. Viva Frei, I think we need to have polls on how many times Biden whispers and how many times he shouts, LOL, and how many new words he creates. Don Baka. That's what I forgot to put on here. Unintelligible words. Okay, we'll get there in a bit. For the time being, let me just, I had some stuff on the back burner that I wanted to entertain everybody with as we came in here. This is what I wanted to play. I might get copy claimed on YouTube because, F them. This is Donald Trump from... He's 34 years old, so this is 40 years ago. 40 somewhat. This is before I was born. I just put that together, give or take. Look at this guy. There's no idea. Oh my goodness. Look at this man.
For some people, the ultimate goal in life has been becoming the president of the United States. Would you like to be the president of the United States?
I really don't believe I would, Rona, but I would like to see somebody as the president who could do the job, and there are very capable people in this country.
I'm just going to let this play with a little commentary.
Most people are not running for office.
That's right.
They've been frightened of politics today.
But not frightened. It's the old Greek philosophy. Don't get involved in politics, and you end up being governed by your inferiors. And the other thing is, it's such a disgusting, dirty industry that it scares the good people out of it. And Trump, I guess he thought he was either he's gotten too old to be the victim of that politics. I don't even think he, 8 years ago, could have foreseen what would be happening now. Sure as sugar, he couldn't have seen it 40 years ago.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Yes.
It is a shame. The most capable people are not necessarily running for
Not
political
necessarily. They're
office.
necessarily
And
not
there's a
running.
very sad commentary on the country. They had major corporations and they had this and that, but they are not running for political office.
Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. The more things change, the more things stay the same. This is 40 years ago. This is truer now than it was then, but maybe it was just as true then.
Why wouldn't someone like yourself run for political office? You have all the money that you possibly
Have all the money you need.
You've accomplished a great deal, even though you are only 34. I know there's a lot of things that you possibly can do in the years ahead.
Possibly.
Why
We know that what he did in the years ahead.
wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Dramatic zoom.
I think it's a very mean life.
It is.
I would love and I would dedicate my life to this country, but I see it as being a mean life, and I also see it that somebody with strong views and somebody with the kind of views that are maybe a little bit unpopular, which may be right, but may be unpopular, wouldn't necessarily have a chance of getting elected against somebody with no great brain but a big smile.
I was gonna put in a picture. No great brain, but a big smile, and put in Joe Biden. But I know just as easily, any jackass could show a picture of Trump smiling and say the exact same thing. Bottom line, one is played out in reality.
And that's a sad commentary for the political process.
Television, in a strange way, has ruined that process, hasn't it?
It's hurt the process very much. I mean, the Abraham Lincolns of the world. Abraham Lincoln would probably not be electable today because of television. He was not a handsome man, and he did not smile.
It's wild. The audio is probably very, very, probably unduly low on that, but wild. Let me just see if anybody heard that. Born with a golden spoon, but worked his ass off to make it a platinum spoon. Yeah, and then got involved in politics and has a bunch of corrupt, filthy commies trying to take his platinum spoon away from him. They didn't earn it. He might have been born with a leg up in terms of having had a wealthy father, but he sure as hell made something of himself in his life. He built something. He didn't just tear stuff down. And you got filthy, corrupt commies. Filthy, corrupt commie judges, corrupt commie district attorneys, corrupt commie attorney generals, trying to take away other people. I can't turn the volume up, by the way. For the love of God. No, I couldn't. That was the audio. That's what we call transposing VHS onto the digital world. So sorry, I couldn't get any louder than that. Biden fall tonight, odds 3-1. Biden shats himself tonight, odds 10-1. We're gonna turn this into a Ricada type. Put your odds in there, people. See what happens. New sub without a clever comment, just saying thanks for a great coverage of the Fulton County scandal. Jory, thank you. Welcome to the channel. It's been a week, and that scandal's not over. It's just that's getting started. Tony Blanton, I hope you didn't mean to put a comment in there. Andrew Lloyd, how many doses of adrenaline? And God knows what you capitalize that G. What else is being pumped into him right now? There's a lot of jokes about that today, and they're not unreasonable jokes. We're gonna see. He's gonna go. That's gonna. Oh, by the way, that was a scary. That's gonna be Biden at some point tonight. Did I split my teeth? No, they're good. That's gonna be Biden at some point tonight, guaranteed. Wild mood swings. Cam Marshall, when a political party put forward a leader with obvious signs of Alzheimer's dementia, it shows their complete lack of reason and depth of insanity. Absolutely. And when, in as much as Fetterman has gotten better and healed, when they were running him, they were running a man who had suffered a brain injury. There's a party over country. That's what it is. Elder abuse, mentally unwell abuse, schizophrenic abuse, everything that they're doing with children, with the trans, put it in quotes, issue, is abuse of people with mental issues. They love it. It's easy to politicize these people because they become easy victims, willing victims. Victims that then give them the credit for having victimized them after they've been victimized. Play an ice cream truck song and a phone and he will leave. That'll be funny. Iron Wolf Timber. This SOTU will be a glorious catastrophe. Anyway, you're probably right. How many whispers does he have? What if Speaker Johnson tears up his speech after? Well, Speaker Johnson will go to jail for treason, guaranteed. If anyone tears up the SOTU speech, they'll get them for destroying official government property. When Nancy Pelosi does it, Rumble is working. I just sent you a rant. Now I have to give the money to the YouTube masters. Britt Cormier, thank you very much. Oh my goodness, the center square should be blithering gibberish. Yeah, that's right. The standing ovation. This is the big waste right here because everybody knows that's going to happen. So your most obvious row of victory is going to be this. The real question is, are they all going to be filled up? Why? Because if they all get filled up, that means he farts. I'll be listening, people. Can't wait to get this thing started. It's going to be amazing. Stream from C-SPAN on YouTube. Looking forward to your takes. So hold on one second. I was going to... hold on a second. Do we put it? I'll bring it up and I'll just... Okay, so I hear some noise. I was going to stream from this one. Associated Press. Looks pretty good. We'll just leave this rubbish up in the back while we go through... some of this. Stream from C-SPAN. Okay, we got this. Biden will be a rich cocktail of super black ops mental clarifiers and stimulants this evening. Mark it. He won't make another appearance for a week. That's a good point. I see what you're getting at there. And then we got God will strike him down. Maybe lightning 7-1. I don't make those types of bets because I try not to go to hell in life. But something. I'm gonna bring this up. I'm just gonna go to Rumble. And we'll get the Rumble rants before we get going here. Viva, you missed one of my rants earlier. I have my own songs on Rumble too. You could have played one of them, like my song Wake, which is my favorites. Well, hold on. Let me just do that, Lord of the Ree. I'm going to screen grab that. Thanks, Viva. Britt Cormier says it will be over 30 minutes. It will be way over 30 minutes just because of all the standing ovations from the Dems. He will speak for less than 20 minutes. It's on. It's on. It's coming. It's on. It's happening. It's happening.
President of the United States into the chamber.
Is the audio good or is this too
Mr.
low?
Scalise, the gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. M.
Yeah.
The gentlewoman from New York, Ms. Stefanik. The gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Hudson.
Is the audio okay?
The gentleman, Mr.
Stop
Palmer.
doing that.
The gentleman from Utah, Mr. Moore. The gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. McClain.
I'm going to locals.
The House be in order. The House be
Is
in order.
the audio differential?
The gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Cole.
Okay. Is
Gentleman
the audio
from
differential
Pennsylvania,
okay?
Mr. Reschenthaler.
Too low.
Gentleman from Kentucky,
Let me see if
Mr.
I can find a louder
Rogers.
one. Hold on.
Gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries. Gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Clark. The gentlewoman
C-SPAN,
or gentleman
SOTU.
from California, Mr. Aguilar. The gentleman from California, Mr. Liu. The gentlewoman from Washington, Ms. Del Bene. The gentleman
I don't
from
think it's any better, but let's see. The whole freaking system's out of order.
The gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Cole.
This is C-SPAN. This is as
Gentleman
good as
from
it's going to get
Pennsylvania,
people.
Mr.
I'll lower my
Reschenthaler.
volume.
Gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Rogers. Gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries.
Hold on.
The gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Clark. The gentleman from California,
Oh,
Mr. Aguilar.
that's misgendering is
The gentleman
a
from
criminal
California,
offense in Canada
Mr.
now.
Liu. The
Audio.
gentlewoman from Washington, Ms.
Okay,
Del
mic
Bene.
check 1,
The
2.
gentleman
How
from
is it?
Colorado, Mr. Nagoose. The
I'm going to go to
gentlewoman from
locals.
Illinois,
Audio is good.
Ms.
Audio is
Underwood.
fine. Okay.
The gentlewoman from Texas,
Bill
Ms.
Brown is
Escobar.
smoking up a big
The gentlewoman
fatty right
from
there. Look at that.
Massachusetts, Ms. Trahan. The gentleman from Michigan, Mr. Kildee.
C-SPAN audio is better. If I talk like this, is it good? Good, says Emerson.
The President of the Senate, at the
Mic
direction
check,
of that
Viva.
body, appoints the following
Good.
senators as members of the committee on the part of the President.
She talks with her nasal cavities. It makes me very
the United
annoying.
States into the House chamber. The senator from New York, Mr. Schumer.
Chuck Schumer.
The senator from Illinois,
Inciting the
Mr.
erection.
Durbin. The senator from Washington, Mrs. Murray.
We're drinking vodka,
The
people.
senator from Michigan, Ms. Stabenow. The senator from Minnesota, Ms. Klobuchar. The senator from Virginia, Mr. Warner.
Warner.
The senator from Wisconsin,
Senator.
Ms. Baldwin.
Baldwin.
The senator from Kentucky, Mr. McConnell. The senator from South Dakota, Mr. Thune.
Okay, so just
The
while we do
senator
this,
from
I'll
Wyoming,
lower my
Mr.
audio so you
Barrasso.
can jack up your volumes because I can't get a
The
better audio
senator
than
from
this.
West Virginia, Mrs.
Settings,
Capito.
audio.
And the senator from Iowa, Ms. Ernst.
Iowa. Okay, 85. Here we go. This is as good. So now
The
you can
members of the
adjust your
escort
volumes.
committee will exit the chamber through the lobby doors.
Okay. How is that, people? Now the audio's It went mute. This is good. Zog. I know what that means. Zionist organization or something. Kamala Harris, Nasal Harris. So that's not Benny Johnson. That's Senator Johnson, right? I know Benny Johnson. That's not what he looks like. 15-second broadcast delay. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. That's the guy that we just saw almost assault somebody. Manchin. That's Manchin. That's no, that's Romney. Oh, yeah. That looks like the guy from Tracks NYC. Okay, let's see who's in the crowd. Do you think they're going to have any Nazis in the crowd? Because I've gotten very used to Canadian parliamentary stuff. Do they give a standing ovation to a Nazi? That's my question. Just, asking as a Canadian. Romney sucks. Audio good. Bring in the emperor. Will he be naked?
Of the Diplomatic Corps.
Okay. I don't want to make fun of anything that's not allowed to be made fun of, so I'm going to be very respectful now. Has anyone had any intercourse in this stadium that they've recorded and posted to Instagram? I'd also like to know that answer to that question. Any Nazis and any video pornography that has been recorded in this stadium? This is our best and our brightest. Oh my God. Okay. Does this count as running time of Joe Biden's speech? Let's get ready to mumble, says Ghost-Faced Killer over on Rumble. I've seen one of your videos on Dibble on Facebook with your daughter fish swallowing her arm, says Og Nexi. Yeah, that was funny. And Own Best Enemy. SOTU should just be inlays, outlays on any updates on wars, not campaign speeches they have become. Okay, so what's that girl doing there? What did she just do? She was dancing. Why are they? Oh, that has to be AOC's crowd. That's AOC's corner, right? That's why they're all dressed like AOC. Why are they dressed like that? See, now I'm wishing I had commentary from someone who actually knew what the hell was going on. Oh, the gavel. Hold on. You think you're the one with the gavel?
The Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court.
Oh, they're going to clap them now? I thought they just spent about 3 weeks shitting on them for their decisions. Now is that... Is anyone going to heckle them? Ooh. This is my gavel. I got 4 of them. I won them in university. House chamber. Cheers and applause. U.S. Capitol on the outside. Okay. This is intense, people. A hush falls over the crowd. The crowd has remembered Roe v. Wade, and they become angry at the Supreme Court justices. Were those this? Okay, someone's got to tell me why they're all dressed in white, actually. It's amazing how they all show deference to them now. Who's the designated survivor? Now they get respect and reverence, but when they render a decision that they don't like, they get called extremists. Hey, where's Elizabeth Warren? The woman who called them extremists. Son of... What? Why did I get 2 of those that came up? That's funny. Oh, okay, look, just for the hell of it, I'm bringing up the Jew comments here. I don't know why. How did you? How did you? Oh, they've got the nice filter going. They got the lights. And all right, there you go. That's Ketanji Jackson Brown. That's Roberts right there. Dick Cheney is on the Supreme Court for some reason. I don't know how he got there, but that really does look like Dick Cheney. Who is that? And they're all like, oh shit, Joe Biden got lost. All right, people, so I will be crossing these off as we go. On my list, we've got one row that says January 6th, diversity is our strength, blame Trump for the border, bipartisan border bill. Then we've got MAGA extremists, white nationalists right there. Then we've got Let Me Be Clear, Make No Mistake, Blank Stare, Standing Ovation. Then we've got Farts, Pauses Lasting More Than 10 Seconds, Insurrection, and Threat to Democracy, in quotes. So I got my marker, I got my scorecard. Everybody's getting very nervous because it seems that Joe Biden has gotten lost, much like my grandmother. When he told someone, don't let me forget where I'm going, they let him forget where he's going. They are wearing white in support. Are they wearing white in support of abortion? Sorry, I feel like I'm screaming because this is really loud for me. Let me see something here. Why are they wearing white? There was a sea of white as Democrats start to fill the chamber. House Democrat Women's Caucus is wearing all white tonight, along with fighting for reproductive freedom. So you're not wrong. Pins in support of reproductive rights. Other members are wearing blue to show support for the Israeli hostages. Oh crap, I hope some of them are going to be wearing green and black in support of Gaza, and we're going to have a fight in the State of the Union House. He's coming. Is he coming? Okay. Much to everyone's shock and surprise, Joe Biden has found his way, or at least some gentlemen carrying it. They got more police here than they did on January 6th. Lady in red is looking at me. Oh geez, she's looking at me. Okay, this is fun, by the way. So who's that? Don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna play the how many people can I name game. Okay, so I already saw Dick Cheney. That's fine. I got that one right. That's Chief Justice Roberts. Oh, that's Sotomayor in the front. Okay, I think I got that one too. Good. Not doing too bad here. They fixed the color of... Oh, that's Santos. Is that Santos? I'm not asking this to be mean. Is he still allowed to be there? That's Marco Rubio, baby Marco Rubio. I remember that from 2016. That's Needlehead Ned from Groundhog Day. He's making an appearance again. Good for him. This is good. Oh, okay. So we got. Is that Eric Swallow? That looks like Swallow, but it's not him. I know. Oh, that's Scott. That's Chiseled Face McGee. Yeah, look at that. Blue Steel. Show it. All right. That's. Oh my God, I'm forgetting all their names now. I can't imagine of a place I would rather be less than within these four walls of this place tonight. That's Lindsey Graham. Thank you. Okay, I forgot that. I got Viva Frei. I believe former Justices Kennedy and Breyer are behind SCOTUS. Ballsy of them. Collins and Graham. Okay, there you go. So one over-under is, does Joe Biden even get there? Oh! I've got jokes. They might not be nice to make, so I'm not going to make them. Let me just go down here. Okay. So I'm way off here. They were waiting for the amphetamines to kick in. Those jokes are not going to get old because they're not going to be proven wrong. Wearing white for defending reproductive freedoms and support to Biden to protect access to reproductive care. Yeah, okay, we got that. The Prairie Chicken says they are dressed in white because of the suffragettes. They are going to focus on the evil Republicans wanting to take away women's rights to choose. Roe v. Wade. Oh, that add it to the list. They're still changing his diaper. This is going on for a little bit long. Changing his diaper. Okay, we got that. They are wearing white in support of that. Okay, all right. Hush, people. Oh, dim the light and worship your new gods, people. Government is your new god. This used to be a temple of religious study once upon a time, and now it's a temple for government. Who is this guy? Oh, scroll, because they're going to have a teleprompter. Okay, interesting. Hey, you go get him. You sure shoved that little environmentalist to the ground properly last time. Do we care to see this? I'm going to leave this running in the back. Give me 1 second. We're not going to see anything. Just going to go here and get to the chats here. Keep notice on the hypocrisy. Biden has abated and abetted foreign crime syndicates to invade this nation for his entire administration, only now to blame the Republicans for the invasion. I agree. DeHook 9696 or 6969. What about no joke? That should be a gimme. Absolutely. Finboy Slick, I'm betting on pooped himself. Instant win on the bingo card. Ghostface Killer, you were supposed to say it like the ring announcer for boxing. I'll get there when he comes up. SOTU should just be inlays and outlays, and we got this. Okay. Let me bring back in the stream because I hear it. This is either going to be the most boring thing ever or something wild is going to happen. Here we go. Bring it back in. Oh. It's like being in a bar mitzvah without any alcohol or dancing. It's like being at a casino without any alcohol or gambling. It's like being at a water park without any alcohol or water parks. Okay. Oh, hey, I'd like to ask you one more time to please donate to my campaign. You need to shut up and sit down. That's the Hawaiian woman there, and that's, please come over to one of my 3 houses afterwards and I can explain to you over nice. He's wearing a mask. He's got a mask in his hands, people. He's got a mask in his hands. Did we see that? So I'm not making fun of him for that. I'm just shaming him for that. Katanji Jackson Brown, I can't believe you actually sided with the MAGA extremist Republicans. That says Biden border crisis. This is here's the woman who doesn't know what a woman is. It's amazing. They must feel like frauds. They must all feel like frauds. That's Maxine Waters, the woman who said get in their faces and harass them. I don't know who those people are, but I don't think I like them by the way they're sitting. That guy in the back's like, what are we talking about? This guy's like, I should have brought my sunglasses. I can't see too good. Is that Bill Clinton over there? Oh. This is taking too long, people. Okay, I would just like to say, between Rumble, YouTube, and vivabarneslaw.locals.com, we've got 21 or 22,000 people. I don't like her. I know her and I don't like her. What's her name again? This guy's wearing a uniform. I'm predisposed to giving him respect. I don't know who he is. That's a badass skin fade that he's got for a haircut. I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy at all. That's Ralph Nadler. I know that I don't like him. Oh God, he's ugly. Spiritually. Look at that. Oh, I don't want to be here. Oh. Okay, so who else? This is Mystery Science Theater meets State of the Union. Jerry Nadler, the Penguin. I don't like her either. I know her. Oh, is that Victoria Nuland wearing Ukrainian colors out of solidarity? I guarantee you that's what she was doing. Do I rewind it for a second? I have to. I must. But I must. No, that's not it. It's right here. I believe that was, there we go, we got this. I believe that was Victoria Nuland wearing Ukrainian colors of her dress. Can you imagine? There you go. Am I wrong or is it? Okay, I don't know. That might not be Victoria Nuland. I don't think that is. Someone tell me who that was. We're going back to live now. Going back to live. I shouldn't have done it. I'm not doing that again. Was that Victoria Nuland? So that the woman wearing the Ukrainian colors was not Nuland. Okay. Jerry Wadler. Nancy Pelosi. Hold on 1 second. It is Victoria. Okay. No, Nuland went back to under her rock. The guy on the left wants to eat her face. Like he's like, I'm gonna eat your face. Oh, okay, fine, okay. So hold on, who was it? Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. That's Jill. The next president of these United States of America. I hope I'm wrong about that. That guy doesn't know what he's doing. There you go. I've done something. I'm special. Standing ovation for having accomplished elder abuse. Yep. No, she doesn't know where she is. Who is that? Nancy Pelosi reminds me of Step Brothers, Mary Steenburgen. Oh, okay, fine. I'm going to shut my big mouth after this. The gavel has... The hammer's come down.
Mr. Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
That woman was out of Rosemary's Baby. I'm pretty sure that's Rosemary's Baby having grown up to be an adult. That was Yellen. Okay, I just saw Yellen right there. That douchebag, I forget his name. Don't know who that is behind him. There's Yellen, somewhere in between there. You know, oh, God. Yellen looks like the inconceivable guy from Princess Bride. Buy them all for treason. Where's that? Stinking big. Can you imagine this life? This is the most nauseating thing I've seen all day, and I've picked up poop 3 times today. Animal Farm is quite the way to describe it. There you go. Yeah. Oh, there's Peter Buttigieg. No masks this year. It's amazing. Hi, I've done nothing in my entire tenure. In fact, I don't even know what I do. Give me a standing ovation. I feel bad that we're actually like increasing viewership on this. We're gonna have fun all night. I don't know who that person is. I know that I don't like him though. I like Ted Cruz. Let's see who I like. A lot of men, not very much representation of diversity. Whereas Pete Buttigieg has no idea how he struck gold in life. What's Pete Buttigieg's net worth? Pete Buttigieg net worth. What do you think he's worth, people? What do you think Pete Buttigieg is worth? How much is Pete Buttigieg worth? That's 2019. That's not going to be good enough. 2022, Secretary of Transport. Oh, he has a modest net worth according to this website. Under $1 million. I don't believe it, but whatever. Okay. Indistinct chat. Oh, I thought that was Joe Biden. Like, what are they saying to each other? That guy. I know that that's Mayorkas. Let me see if that's Mayorkas. I don't think I'm going to be able to get everybody here. Mayorkas. That was Mayorkas. I don't like him. Didn't like his face. Didn't like his face before I knew he was Mayorkas. That one is not even. Well, everybody, I have on my bingo card MGT blasting 3 Dogs Nights liar. You sit there, you scum of the earth. We saved you a seat. It's actually the same seat you're going to have in hell. So warm it up, get your butt crack in there. Who's that? I don't know who that... I think I know who that person is. I remember now seeing... Gathering of the Wicked. Who was the person we just looked at? She's so happy to be First Lady. Flip Wilson? Flip Wilson. Who is it? That's not Flip Wilson. You make me look like an ass. Get that out of here. Serpent reunion. It's like snakes coming out of the slumber, attracted by the heat of the sun. Okay, now I know I can't pick up any of these comments because no, those are all wrong answers. Well, hello. Is anyone going to be with you tonight, Madam? I was going to make a boob feeling joke, but that would be inappropriate. Where's Joe? That's a good question. Oh, that's Garland. I also do not like that awful man. Okay, who are these people? I sure hope he doesn't shit himself tonight. That would be very embarrassing. She reminds me of the mom from Step Brothers, Mary Steenburgen. But I like Mary Steenburgen. This has been going on now for a long time. Okay, 60 minutes. Good. Bring in. They're going to count this as his State of the Union address. Oh, there she is. I hate you, Elizabeth. You're an awful human being. You're a liar and you're a scumbag. I don't hate her. Am I loud? I don't like her. Elizabeth Warren called the justices of the Supreme Court that she probably just clapped for extremists. Elizabeth Warren lied about her heritage to procure herself a hiring advantage. That woman does not want to be here. I don't know who that is. Oh, you know what? I think I know who that is. I think that's a parent of a hostage, I think, and they don't want to be there. Okay, there you go.
Joe!
Remind him who he is, people.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
I think that... Oh, here we go. Oh, someone just touched his face. That's gross. On the lips. Kiss her on the lips, you filthy pervert. I have no idea who I am. Is this... Are you me? I'm not you. You're you. That's me. This doesn't count as part of his speech. I don't know what you just said. Joe, you gotta come to the stage. Hey, you're too old. Go away. Oh, this one looks younger. No, you're a boy. I'm not sniffing your hair either. You? Oh. Everyone is reminding him, you are Joe Biden. He touched his face a second time, by the way. That's interesting. He's touched his face now twice, like this. I'm going to count it every time. There you go. This is elder abuse. That's a blank stare. I can mark one down already, but I'll be a little more stringent. Find out where you're going, Joe. Hold on, I want to bring this up. There is something very disturbing about this entire situation. He has no idea what's going on.
Keep looking this way.
Where was the one that said there's something very bad about all of this?
Look over here,
I forgot. Someone said this is all very bad. I can't find the comment, but I agree. This is terrible. Yeah, get a selfie, eh, man? Get a selfie with the old man who doesn't know where the hell he is. This is wild. Watch his eyes. They are completely black. Absolutely, I was noticing that. I'm not saying overdilation or anything. Dude has no effing idea where he is. You saved democracy. This is gross. Oh, there's your shithead Chuck Schumer. Oh no, that's Chuck Schumer. I hate that man. Say your name, Mr. President. Say your name, Mr. I like Marjorie Taylor Greene. There. Have at me. Oh, say her name, not say your name. And they're talking about Lake and Riley. I didn't appreciate that. That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene was saying. I know that I don't like that guy. Hey guys, let's get a picture with the corpse. He said, say her name, and that's Lakin Riley, the Georgian 22-year-old nursing student who was murdered by an illegal Venezuelan immigrant. And he hasn't said fucking boo about it.
This guy has completed integrity. Come back. All right.
Yeah, thank you for everything. You're the best. Please don't molest my children. My grandchildren. My children are too old for you. You're gonna be the best ever, yeah. There, Chuck Schumer's behind him. Make sure you get more money to. Yep. Chuck Schumer leaning over Joe Biden's shoulders like watching Mephistopheles whisper in Faust's ear. Oh, let's see. Joe is so with it, he knows how to use a phone. Hey, the monkey did it. Good for him. Joe is so sharp, he just passed a cognitive test for the day. He used a cell phone. From the years. The night time is the right time. His pupils are dilated from Hunter's Pharmacy. Look, that woman doesn't want to be there. Don't touch me, Joe.
How are you? Good to see you. Going this way? Yes, sir.
By the way, they are going to reference Joe Biden having taken a selfie on a phone as having passed a cognitive test. Guaranteed, predicted. You saw it here first. Would someone who's senile know how to reverse a phone and take a selfie? Here's the evidence. There's a lot of fuck Joe Bidens in the chat in Rumble. In fact, I think there's only fuck Joe Bidens in the chat right now. Now Nancy Pelosi wants to get her dibs in there. Oh, that was Dan Goldman. Is that Dan Goldman? I think it is. And I hate that guy too. This is like watching a bunch of vultures or hyenas or like cockroaches aggregate over like scraps. Indistinct. Get ready for more indistinct chatter. I have no idea what the hell's going on. This is so fucking sick. Now we got the F Joe Bidens in the. All right, people. Let's get it going. This is okay. It's a long time now. This is good. Thank you. There, he walked up 3 sets of stairs. He passed his physical for the day. Picks up his paper. He passed his cognitive test again. Physical, cognitive. Look at that. He knew who the next. So sick.
Tony.
No, thank you. When does it start? Did it start already? I hate that guy over there too. I know that guy. Forget his name. I can't see too good.
Look at Jill.
That wasn't Jill. Oh, that.
Good evening. Good evening. If I were smart, I'd go home now.
What just happened? I didn't touch
Mr.
anything.
Speaker, Madam Vice President, members of Congress, my fellow Americans, in January 1941,
okay, fine.
Franklin Roosevelt came to this chamber to speak to the nation, and he said, I address you at a moment unprecedented in the history of the Union. Hitler was on the march. War was raging in Europe. President Roosevelt's purpose was to wake up Congress and alert the American people that this was no ordinary time.
Where's his speech thing?
Freedom and democracy were under assault in the world. Tonight, I come to this same chamber to address the nation. Now, it's we who face an unprecedented moment.
That didn't make sense.
And yes, my purpose tonight is to wake up the Congress and alert the American people that this is no ordinary moment either. Not since President Lincoln and the Civil War have freedom and democracy been under assault at home as they are today.
As they are today.
What makes our moment
Notes the
rare
sense.
is that freedom and democracy are under attack both at home and overseas at the very same time. Overseas, Putin of Russia is on the march, invading Ukraine and sowing chaos throughout Europe and beyond. If anybody in this room thinks Putin will stop at Ukraine, I assure you he will not.
Why is Johnson? Sit down, Kamala. Wow, that's organic and beautiful.
Ukraine can stop Putin if we stand with Ukraine and provide the weapons that needs to defend itself.
I hate that guy. That's Hakeem Jeffries. I hate him as well.
That is all. That is all Ukraine is asking. They're not asking for American soldiers.
Oh, thank goodness.
In fact, there are no American soldiers at war in Ukraine, and I'm determined to keep it that way.
I'm pretty sure that's factually incorrect.
Assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership. It wasn't long ago when a Republican president named Ronald Reagan thundered, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
What the hell is this? Just noises and words coming out of his mouth.
Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, do whatever the hell you want. That's a quote.
That's a quote. That's a
quote. The former
quote.
president actually said that, bowing down to a Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable.
This is sit the hell down, Kamala. You're very good. We know you gotta conduct the orchestra. Bunch of barking, smooth-brained seals.
As a founding member of NATO, the military alliance of democratic nations, created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace. And today,
we are making
war
NATO and not keeping the peace.
We welcomed Finland to the alliance last year.
That's a way to make peace.
And just this morning, Sweden officially joined, and their minister is here tonight. We're going to stand up.
Oh, he got the right spot. By the way, you notice they had to put the minister next to his wife, because otherwise he would never in a million years know who the hell that guy is. Stick the minister next to Jill. Make sure he knows where Jill is, and then he can salute the minister of Finland.
Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to NATO, the strongest military alliance the world has ever seen.
Against whom?
I say this to Congress. We have to stand up to Putin. Send me a bipartisan national security bill. History is literally watching. History is watching. If the United States walks away, it will put Ukraine at risk. Europe is at risk. The free world will be at risk, emboldening others to do what they wish to do us harm. My message to President Putin, who I've known for a long time, is simple. We will not walk away.
I hate Kamala Harris more and more, and exponentially so, with every time that she gets up from that chair. These are the biggest asses on earth.
I will not bow down.
Oh, you're a big man. Where am I?
In the literal sense.
In the literal
history
sense.
History is watching.
You said that 3 times.
History is watching.
You said that 4 times.
Just like history watched 3 years ago on January 6th.
Get the list.
When insurrectionists stormed this very Capitol and placed a dagger to the throat of American democracy.
Insurrection.
Many of you are here.
And I believe January 6th, right here. We got 2.
We all saw with our own eyes.
We got 2.
The insurrectionists were not patriots.
They were.
They'd come to stop the peaceful transfer of power.
Shut your mouth, you liar.
The will of the people.
Hold on.
January 6th lies about the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a gravest threat to U.S. democracy.
Threat to democracy, right there.
But they failed.
But they failed.
America
threat to democracy. This is hilarious. They failed.
America stood strong, and democracy prevailed.
Prevailed.
We must be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest.
The threat to democracy must be defended.
Let me be clear.
My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th.
Yeah, the truth.
I will not do that.
Let me be clear.
This is the moment to speak the truth.
Make no mistake.
Bury the lies. Here's the simple truth.
Make no mistake.
You can't love your country only when you win.
Can someone please kick Kamala Harris behind the legs so that she sits down? Like, you know when you do that with kids, like hit the kneecap and they sit down again? Okay, so blank stare. Have we gotten a blank stare?
I've done ever since being elected to office. I ask all of you without regard to party.
I ask all of you.
Join together and defend democracy. Remember your oath of office is defending against all threats, foreign and domestic.
We're getting close to
respect free and fair elections, restore trust in our institutions, and make clear political violence has absolutely no place in America, 0 place.
Unless it's CHOP, Chaz, Seattle, Portland, Oregon.
Again.
BLM, then it's got a place.
It's not hyperbole.
It's not hyperbole.
Yes, history is watching.
That's 5 times. Say it again.
Your children and grandchildren will read about this day and what we do.
Oh yeah, this is great.
History is watching another assault on freedom.
7.
Joining us tonight is Latoya Beasley, a social worker from Birmingham, Alabama. 14 months ago, she and her husband welcomed a baby girl thanks to the miracle of IVF. She scheduled treatments to have that second child. But the Alabama Supreme Court shut down IVF treatments across the state.
No, it didn't.
Unleashed by a Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade. She was told her dream would have to wait. What her family had got through should never have happened. Unless Congress acts, it could happen again. So tonight, let's stand up for families like hers. To my friends across the aisle, don't keep this waiting any longer. Guarantee the right to AVF. Guarantee it nationwide.
This is not just boring. Zelensky's in the crowd. Hold on a second.
Like most Americans, I believe Roe v. Wade got it right.
Roe v. Wade?
I thank Vice President
Roe v.
Harris
Wade.
for being an incredible leader defending reproductive freedom.
Oh, she's been defending reproductive freedom her whole life. That's how she got to where she is now. Bada bing, bada boom. This is terrible mind rot, is what this is.
My predecessor came to office determined to see Roe v. Wade overturned. He's the reason it was overturned, and he brags about it. Look at the chaos that has resulted. Joining us tonight is Kate Cox, the wife and mother from Dallas. She's become pregnant again and had a fetus of a fatal condition. Her doctor told Kate that her own life and her ability to have children in the future were at risk if she didn't act. Because Texas law banned her ability to act, Kate and her husband had to leave the state to get what she needed. What her family got through should have never happened as well, but it's happening in too many others. There are state laws banning the freedom to choose, criminalizing doctors, forcing survivors of rape and incest to leave their states to get the treatment they need. Many of you in this chamber and my predecessor are promising to pass a national ban on reproductive freedom. My God, what freedom else would you take away? Look,
what freedom else would you take away?
The decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court majority wrote the following, and with all due respect, justices, women are not without electoral power. Electoral or political power. You're about to realize just how much you're right about that.
Oh my goodness, what does that count as? We're getting them.
Clearly.
These are the worst people on earth. Like, these are the worst people on earth.
Those bragging about overturning Roe v. Wade have no clue about the power of women. But they found out when reproductive freedom was on the ballot. We won in 2022 and 2020, and we'll win again in 2024.
Cough. Fuck, they're all saying the same thing. Fuck you, Joe.
If you, the American people, send me a Congress that supports the right to choose, I promise you, I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
Kamala Harris's legs are going to hurt more than, I can't say that.
Folks.
Oh my goodness.
America cannot go back. I'm here tonight to show what I believe is the way forward, because I know how far we come. 4 years ago next week, before I came to office, the country was hit by the worst pandemic and the worst economic crisis in a century.
It was hit by an
Remember the
economic crisis?
fear, record losses. Remember the spikes in crime and the murder rate, raging virus that took more than 1 million American lives, of loved ones, millions left behind.
What the?
A mental health crisis of isolation and loneliness.
You did that, Joe.
President, my predecessor.
You did that.
Failed the most basic presidential duty that he owes to American people, the duty to care. I think that's unforgivable. I came to office determined to get us through one of the toughest periods in the nation's history. We have.
This is satanic.
It doesn't make news in 1,000 cities and towns. The American people are writing the greatest comeback story never told. So let's tell the story.
Ears are
here.
bleeding. My eyes are bleeding. Okay.
Tell it here and now. America's comeback is building the future of American possibilities, building an economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down, investing in all America, in all Americans, to make sure everyone has a fair shot, and we leave no one behind. The pandemic no longer controls our lives. The vaccines that saved us from COVID are now being used to beat cancer, turning setback into comeback. That's what America does.
Oh, I'm sorry. The vaccines that didn't work for COVID are now being used for cancer? This man is the worst man on the face of the planet.
Folks, my inherited economy is on the brink. Now our economy is literally the envy of the world. 15 million new jobs in just 3 years, a record, a record.
What do you say to this? This is like an onslaught of verbal diarrhea and lies.
50-year lows. A record 16 million Americans are starting small businesses, and each one is a literal act of hope.
Literal act of hope.
With historic job growth and small business growth for Black and Hispanics and Asian Americans, 800,000 new manufacturing jobs in America and counting. Where is it written we can't be the manufacturing capital of the world? We are, we will.
We are.
More people have health insurance today. More people have
This
health
is
insurance
a
today than ever
stream
before.
of verbal diarrhea.
The racial wealth gap is as small as it's been in 20 years.
Yeah, because everyone's
Wages
poor.
keep going up. Inflation keeps coming down.
From when you
Inflation
brought it
has
to a year
dropped
ago.
from 9% to 3%, the lowest in the world and tending lower. The landing is and will be soft. And now, instead of importing foreign products and exporting American jobs, we're exporting American products and creating American jobs. Right here in America, where they belong.
Yeah, the chat's moving very fast. I can't even keep track of it.
And it takes time, but the American people are beginning to feel it. Consumer studies show consumer confidence is soaring. Buy America has been the law of the land since the 1930s. Past administrations, including my predecessor, including some Democrats as well in the past, failed to buy American. Not anymore. On my watch, federal projects that you fund, like helping build American roads, bridges, and highways, will be made with American products and built by American workers.
Like, what do you even say to this? Where do you start? Where do you start in addressing this?
And thanks to our CHIPS and Science Act, the United States is investing more in research and development than ever before. During the pandemic, a shortage of semiconductors, chips, that drove up the price of everything from cell phones to automobiles. And by the way, we invented those chips right here in America. Well, instead of having to import them, private companies are now investing billions of dollars to build new chip factories here in America, creating tens of thousands of jobs. Many of those jobs paying $100,000 a year and don't require a college degree. In fact, my policies have attracted $650 billion in private sector investment in clean energy, advanced manufacturing, creating tens of thousands of jobs here in America.
That's the third or fourth time he's coughed.
And thanks to our bipartisan infrastructure law, 46,000 new projects have been announced all across your communities. And by the way, I noticed some of you strongly voted against it, or they're cheering on that money coming in. I like it. I'm with you. I'm with you. If any of you don't want that money in your district, just let me know. Modernizing our roads and bridges, ports and airports, public transit systems. Removing poisonous lead pipes so every child can drink clean water without risk of brain damage. Rural communities in red states and blue states. Record investments in tribal communities because of my investment in family farms.
In tribal? Oh, tribal people. Okay, fine.
Because I invested in family farms led by my Secretary of Agriculture, who knows more about this than anybody I know. We're better able to stay in the family for those farms and their children and grandchildren won't have to leave home to make a living. It's transformative. The great comeback story is Belvedere, Illinois, home to an auto plant for nearly 60 years. Before I came to office, the plant was on its way to shutting down. Thousands of workers feared for their livelihoods. Hope was fading. Then I was elected to office, and we raised the Belvedere repeatedly with auto companies, knowing unions would make all the difference. The UAW worked like hell to keep the plant open and get these jobs back, and together we succeeded. Instead of auto factories shutting down, auto factories reopening, and new state-of-the-art battery factories being built to power those cars there at the same. The folks of Belvedere, I say, instead of your town being left behind, your community is moving forward again. Because instead of watching auto jobs in the future go overseas, 4,000 union jobs with higher wages are building the future in Belvedere right here in America. Here tonight is UAW President Shawn Fain, a great friend and a great labor leader. Shawn, where are you?
Probably next to your wife. Yeah, of course. You. Notice how everybody he has to call out is near his wife. And notice how in the beginning he had to know where his wife was.
And Dawn Sims, a third-generation worker, UAW worker at Belvedere. Shawn, I was proud to be the first president to stand on the picket line. And today, Dawn has a good job in her hometown, providing stability for her family and pride and dignity as well. Showing once again, Wall Street didn't build America. They're not bad guys. They didn't build it, though. The middle class built the country, and unions built the middle class.
Unions built the middle class. Oh, my goodness.
I say to the American people, when America gets knocked down, we get back up.
Yeah, and we spin forward, backwards, left, right, and center.
That's America.
Loud shouting. Okay, so hold on.
That's you, the American people.
Standing ovation.
It's because of you America's coming back. It's because of you our future is bright. It's because of you that tonight we can proudly say the state of our union is strong and getting stronger.
Is that it? Dude, we might be dealing with the shortest speech ever.
Tonight, I want to talk about the future of possibilities that we can build together. A future where the days of trickle-down economics are over, and the wealthy and the biggest corporations no longer get all the tax breaks. And by the way, I understand corporations. I come from a state that has more corporations invested than every one of your states in the United States combined. And I represented it for 36 years. I'm not anti-corporation.
That's a whisper.
But I grew up
I have that on my list.
in a home where trickle-down economics didn't put much on my dad's kitchen table. That's why I determined to turn things around so middle class does well. When they do well, the poor go way up and the wealthy still do very well. We all do well. And there's more to do to make sure you're feeling the benefits of all we're doing.
There's more to do.
Americans pay more for prescription drugs than anywhere in the world.
All we're doing.
It's wrong, and I'm ending it.
Go on.
With a law that I proposed and signed, not one of you Republican buddies voted for it. We finally beat Big Pharma. Instead of paying $400 a month or thereabouts for insulin with diabetes, and it only costs $10 to make, they only get paid $35 a month now and still make a healthy profit. And I want to, but what to do next? I want to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for every American who needs it. Everyone. For years, people have talked about it, but finally we got it done and gave Medicare the power to negotiate lower prices on prescription drugs, just like the VA is able to do for veterans. That's not just saving seniors money, it's saving taxpayers money. We cut the federal deficit by
Oh my goodness, Bernie put the mask on. Why did he put the mask on? Oh, stand up, Bernie.
Because
sit down, Bernie.
Will no longer have to pay those exorbitant prices to Big Pharma. This year, Medicare is negotiating lower prices for some of the costliest drugs on the market to treat everything from heart disease to arthritis.
Heart disease?
It's now time to go further and give Medicare the power to negotiate lower prices for 500 different drugs over the next decade. They're making a lot of money, guys. And they'll still be extremely profitable. Will not only save lives, it will save taxpayers another $200 billion.
Tell us, please, how?
Starting next year, the same law caps total prescription drug costs for seniors on Medicare at $2,000 a year, even for expensive cancer drugs that cost $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. Now I want to cap prescription drug costs at $2,000 a year for everyone. Folks, I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but if you want to get an Air Force One and fly to Toronto, Berlin, Moscow, well, even Moscow, probably. And bring your prescription with you, and I promise you I'll get it for you for 40% the cost you're paying now. Same company, same drug, same place. Folks, the Affordable Care Act,
Moscow,
the old Obamacare, it's still a very big deal.
Good, my disciples. Yes. Excellent.
Over 100 million of you can no longer be denied health insurance because of pre-existing condition. And my predecessor,
that accounts.
many in this chamber want to take this prescription drug away by repealing Affordable Care Act. I'm not going to let that happen.
Oh, he just did it. He just did it. Oh, he did his thing. He did the thing.
We'll stop you 50 times before it will stop you again. In fact, I'm not only protecting it, I'm expanding it. We enacted tax credits of $800 per person per year, reduce health care costs for millions of working families. That tax credit expires next year. I want to make that savings permanent.
Can someone
To
please
state the
tell
obvious, women are more than half our population, but research on women's health has always been underfunded. That's why we're launching the first ever White House initiative on women's health research, led by Jill, doing an incredible job as First Lady. Will pass my plan for $12 billion to transfer women's health research and benefit millions of lives all across America. I know the cost of housing is so important to you. If inflation keeps coming down, mortgage rates will come down as well, and the Fed acknowledges that. But I'm not waiting. I want to provide an annual tax credit that will give Americans $400 a month for the next 2 years as mortgage rates come down, to put toward their mortgages when they buy their first home or trade up for a little more space.
Trade up for a little more space. Because $400 just to trade up, like the cost of moving, is not exorbitant. $400 a month.
Administration
What does that even mean?
is also eliminating title insurance on federally backed mortgages. When you refinance your home, you can save $1,000 or more as a consequence. For millions of renters, we're cracking down on big landlords who use antitrust law, who break antitrust laws by price fixing and driving up rents.
What the hell is he talking about?
We've cut red tape so builders can get federally financing, which is already helping build a record 1.7 million new housing units nationwide. Now pass and build and renovate 2 million affordable homes and bring those rents down.
I don't actually understand a damn thing he said all night.
To remain the strongest economy in the world, we need to have the best education system in the world.
Another word.
And I suspect all of you, want to give every child, a good start by providing access to preschool for 3 and 4 years old. You know, I think I pointed out last year.
I like children. I want to help children.
I pointed out last year that children coming from broken homes where there's no books, they're not read to, not spoken to very often, start school, kindergarten, or first grade, having heard 1 million fewer words spoken. Well, studies show that children who go to preschool are nearly 50% more likely to finish high school, go on to earn a 2- and 4-year degree, no matter what their background is.
Are more likely to go on to earn a 2-year or 4-year degree. So we're not getting the white kids.
A year and a half ago with the leaders of the Business Roundtable. They were mad that they were angry. I think, well, they were discussing why I wanted to spend money on education. I pointed out to them as vice president, I met with over 182 of those folks. Don't hold me to the exact number. And I asked them what they need most, the CEOs. And you've had the same experience on both sides of the aisle. They say a better educated workforce, right? So I looked at them and I say, I come from Delaware. DuPont used to be the 8th largest corporation in the world. And every new enterprise they bought, they educated the workforce to that enterprise. But none of you do that anymore. Why are you angry with me providing you the opportunity for the best educated workforce in the world? And they all looked at me and said, I think you're right. I want to expand high-quality tutoring and summer learning to see that every child learns to read by 3rd grade.
Kamala Harris looks like
I'm
a
also
robot
connecting
out
local
of Austin
businesses and high
Powers.
schools so students get hands-on experience and a path to good-paying job whether or not they go to college. And I want to make sure that college is more affordable. Let's continue increasing the Pell Grants to working and middle-class families and increase record investments in HBCUs and minority-serving institutions, including Hispanic institutions. And I was told I couldn't universally just change the way in which we dealt with student loans. I fixed 2 student loan programs that already existed to reduce the burden of student debt for nearly 4 million Americans, including nurses, firefighters, and others in public service.
Is he going to shoot on SCOTUS again?
Jones, a public educator from Minnesota, who's here with us tonight. Keenan, where are you?
Next to Jill. Next to Jill.
He's
Amazing,
educated hundreds of students so they can go to college.
Everybody he needs to point out is next to Jill.
After debt forgiveness, get his own daughter to college. And folks, look. Such relief is good for the economy because folks are now able to buy a home, start a business, start a family. While we're at it, I want to give public school teachers a raise. And by the way, the first couple of years, we cut the deficit. Now, let me speak to the question of fundamental fairness for all Americans. I've been delivering real results in fiscally responsible ways. We've already cut the federal deficit. We've already cut the federal deficit over $1 trillion. I signed the bipartisan deal to cut another $1 trillion in the next decade. It's my goal to cut the federal deficit another $3 trillion by making big corporations and the very wealthy finally beginning to pay their fair share. Look, I'm a capitalist. If you want to make or can make $1 million or millions of bucks, that's great. Just pay your fair share in taxes. A fair tax code is how we invest things to make this country great. Healthcare, education, defense, and so much more. But here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
The last administration enacted a $2 trillion tax cut, overwhelmingly benefit the topping 1%. The very wealthy and the biggest corporations, and exploded the federal deficit. They added more to the national debt than any presidential term in American history. Check the numbers. Folks at home, does anybody really think the tax code is fair? Do you really think the wealthy and big corporations need another $2 trillion tax break? I sure don't. I'm going to keep fighting like hell to make it fair. Under my plan, nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay additional penny in federal taxes. Nobody, not one penny. And they haven't yet. In fact, the child tax credit I passed during the pandemic cut taxes for millions of working families and cut child poverty in half. Restore that child tax credit. No child should go hungry in this country.
Send more money to Ukraine.
The way to make the tax code fair is to make big corporations and the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. Remember in 2020, 55 of the biggest companies in America made $40 billion and paid zero in federal income tax. Zero. Not anymore. Thanks to the law I wrote and we signed, big companies have to pay a minimum of 15%. But that's still less than working people pay in federal taxes. It's time to raise corporate minimum tax to at least 21%. So every big corporation finally begins to pay their fair share. I also want to end tax breaks for big pharma, big oil, private jets, massive executive pay when it's only supposed to be $1 million that can be deducted. They can pay them $20 million if they want, but deduct $1 million. End it now. You know, there are 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what the average federal tax is for those billionaires? No. They're making great sacrifices, 8.2%. That's far less than the vast majority of Americans pay. No billionaire should pay a lower federal tax rate than a teacher, a sanitation worker, or a nurse.
Where do you even start rebutting this?
I propose a minimum tax for billionaires of 25%, just 25%.
Of what?
You know what that would raise? That would raise $500 billion over the next 10 years.
25%
Imagine
of
what that could do for America. Imagine a future with affordable child care. Millions of families can get they need to go to work to help grow the economy. Imagine a future with paid leave, because no one should have to choose between working and taking care of their sick family member. Imagine the future of home care and elder care, and people living with disabilities so they can stay in their homes and family caregivers can finally get the pay they deserve. Tonight, let's all agree once again to stand up for seniors. Many of my friends
are being
on the other
exploited.
side of the aisle want to put Social Security on the chopping block. If anyone here tries to cut Social Security, Medicare, or raise the retirement age, I will stop you. The working people who built this country pay more into Social Security than millionaires and billionaires do. It's not fair. We have two ways to go. Republicans can cut Social Security and give more tax breaks to the wealthy. That's the proposal. Oh no, you guys don't want another $2 trillion tax cut? I kind of thought that's what your plan was. Well, that's good to hear. You're not going to cut another $2 trillion for the super wealthy. That's good to hear. I'll protect and strengthen Social Security and make the wealthy pay their fair share. Look.
I'm sorry, I've run out of words to explain and describe this
Too many
diarrhea.
Corporations raise prices to pad their profits, charging more and more for less and less. That's why we're cracking down on corporations that engage in price gouging and deceptive pricing, from food to health care to housing. In fact, the snack companies think you won't notice if they change the size of the bag and put a hell of a lot fewer, same size bag. Put fewer
they
chips
charge
in.
by grams,
No,
you
I'm not
dumbass.
joking.
Not by
It's called
size of the
shrinkflation.
bag.
Pass Bobby Casey's bill and stop this.
This is what Americans are concerned about, is the amount of chips you get in the bag. You demented old fool. Compare this man to Putin's speech with Tucker. You may not have liked it.
You probably all saw that
Bags of
commercial
chips,
on
they're big and there's
Snickers
nothing in
bars.
them. You see, you want chips in
You
your
get,
bags.
you get charged the same amount, and you got about, I don't know, 10% fewer Snickers in it. Look, I'm also getting rid of junk fees. Those hidden fees
This is what people care about.
at the end of your bill that are there without your knowledge. My administration announced we're cutting credit card late fees from $32 to $8. Banks and credit card companies are allowed to charge what it costs them to instigate the collection. And that's more a hell of a lot
I've
like
met
$8
my match here. I cannot make this entertaining.
They don't like it. Credit card companies don't like it.
They don't like it.
But I'm saving American families $20 billion a year with all the junk fees I'm eliminating. Folks at home, that's why the banks are so mad. It's $20 billion in profit. I'm not stopping there. My administration has proposed rules to make cable, travel, utilities, and online ticket sellers tell you the total price up front.
This is what people
So
care
there are no
about, Joe.
surprises.
Thank you for finally getting to the
It
issues.
matters.
Forget Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley. Forget Lincoln Riley. Forget the
does
border.
this.
This is what people care about.
In November, my team began serious negotiation with a bipartisan group of senators. The result was a bipartisan bill with the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so?
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it's a
Bipartisan?
good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing. That bipartisan bill would hire 1,500 more security agents and officers, 100 more immigration judges, help
Lies.
tackle a backload of 2 million cases,
Lies.
4,300 more asylum officers,
Lies.
and new policies so they can resolve cases in 6 months instead of 6 years now.
By the way, we got diversity is our strength, and we've got a winner right here. Diversity is our strength, and we got a winner. Okay, we're good.
100 more high-tech drug detection machines to significantly increase the ability to screen and stop vehicles smuggling fentanyl into America. That's
Bullshit,
killing
you
thousands of
liar.
children.
You smooth-brained
This bill saves
clapping
lives.
seals.
And bring order to the border. It will also give me and any new president new emergency authority to temporarily shut down the border.
You already
The
have
number of
that.
migrants at the border is overwhelming.
You already have that.
The Border Patrol Union has endorsed this bill. The Federal Chamber of Commerce is, yeah. You're saying low. Look at the facts.
Look at the fact.
I know you know how to read. I believe that given the opportunity for a majority in the House and Senate would endorse the bill as well, the majority right now. But unfortunately, politics has derailed this bill so far. I'm told my predecessor called members of Congress in the Senate to demand they block the bill. He feels political win, he viewed it as a political win for me and a political loser for him.
Well, hold on.
It's not about him, it's not about me. I'd be a winner, not really.
Say it.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed
Lincoln
by an
Riley?
illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand.
But
But
how
look,
many people have
if we
been killed
change
by
the dynamic
illegals?
at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border because they know if they get by and let into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing, and it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000. But if it's only 6 weeks, the idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way, knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out quickly. Folks, I would respectfully suggest my Republican friends owe it to the American people Get this bill done. We need to act now.
So he had a coin made up with Laken Riley's name and never mentioned it until tonight?
And if my predecessor is watching, instead of paying politics and pressuring members of Congress to block the bill, join me in telling the Congress to pass it.
He didn't mention that
We
that
can
bill
do it
gives
together.
exclusive jurisdiction to
But
D.C.
But
courts.
apparently, here's what he will not do. I will not demonize immigrants saying they are poison in the blood of our country.
We're getting him.
I will not.
We're getting to
separate
diversity is our strength.
I will not ban people because of their faith. Unlike my predecessor on my first day in office, I introduced a comprehensive bill to fix our immigration system. Take a look at it. It has all these and more.
Diversity is our
Secure
strength.
the border. Provide a pathway to citizenship for
Mayorkas
dreamers,
who should be
and so much
impeached.
more.
In jail.
But unlike my
You
predecessor,
disgusting man.
I know who we are as Americans.
And?
We're the only nation in the world with a heart and soul that draws from old and new. Home to Native Americans whose ancestors have been here for thousands of years.
It's going to happen, people.
Home to people of every place, from every place on earth. They came freely.
Yeah.
Some came in chains. Some came when famine struck, like my ancestral family in Ireland. Some to flee
Ancestral
persecution,
family.
to chase dreams that are impossible anywhere but here in America. That's America. And we all come from somewhere, but we're all Americans.
We all come from somewhere. Well, he's gonna expire on the stand. It's going to happen.
Look, folks, we have a simple choice. We can fight about fixing the border, or we can fix it.
Or you can continue breaking it.
Fix it. Send me the border bill now. A transformational moment in history happened 59 years ago today in Selma, Alabama. Hundreds of foot soldiers for justice marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, named after the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan, to claim their fundamental right to vote. They were beaten, they were bloody, and left for dead. Our late friend and former colleague, John Lewis, was on that march. We miss him.
And I locked up members of his family with my crime bill of the 90s. I locked up a generation of his family. Yeah, join me tonight. We celebrate him. This is the man who victimized a generation of black Americans.
On the floor, including Betty Mae Fikes, known as the voice of Selma. The daughter of gospel singers and preachers, she sang songs of prayer and protest on that bloody Sunday to help shake the nation's conscience. 5 months later, the Voting Rights Act passed and was signed into law.
Tell us when your crime bill passed, Joe. This guy, he's the man. He's the man of the African American. But if they don't vote for him, then they ain't black. If you don't pass this crime bill, they're going to be clubbing your mother over the head.
But 59 years later, there are forces taking us back in time. Voter suppression, election subversion, unlimited dark money, extreme gerrymandering. John Lewis was a great friend to many of us here. But if you truly want to honor him and all the heroes of march with
tell us
him,
what we have to do.
Then it's time to do more than talk. Pass the Freedom to Vote Act, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act.
This is terrible.
And stop.
It's just shit. It's just actual verbal
another
diarrhea.
core value of America, our diversity across American life. Banning books, it's wrong. Instead of erasing history, let's make history. I want to protect
you're making
fundamental
history,
rights.
Joe. You're making
Pass
history.
the Equality Act. And my message to transgender Americans, I have your back.
Have I mentioned the transgender Americans? I have your back. Can someone please snip and clip this part right here?
Raise the federal
Have I
minimum
mentioned
wage.
transgender Americans? I have your back.
Has a right to a decent living more than $7 an hour.
I'm gonna vomit.
We're also making history by confronting the climate crisis, not denying it. I don't think any of you think there's no longer a climate crisis.
No.
At least I hope you don't.
I hope, God forbid.
I'm taking the most significant action ever on climate in the history of the world. I'm cutting our carbon emissions in half by 2030.
Oh, nice.
Creating tens of thousands
Agenda
of clean
2030.
energy jobs, like the
Conspiracy
IBW
theory.
work is building and installing 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations.
What charges the stations, you godforsaken
Conserving.
senile buffoon?
30% of America's lands and waters by 2030.
What charges the cars?
Taking action on environmental justice, fence line communities smothered by the legacy of pollution.
Oh, you're going to talk about East Palestine?
And pattern after the Peace Corps and AmeriCorps, I launched the Climate Corps to put 20,000 young people to work in the forefront of our clean energy future. I'll triple that number in a decade.
Yeah, AOC's laughing. It's like, holy shit, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. By the way, everybody,
To state the
subscribe.
obvious,
Subscribe
all
on YouTube
Americans
and Rumble.
deserve the freedom to be safe. And America is safer today than when I took office. Year before I took office, murder rates went up 30%. 30% they went up. The biggest increase in history.
No, who is that?
It was then, through my American Rescue Plan, which every American voted against, I might add.
What did that guy
we
just
made
say?
the largest investment in public safety ever.
What did he say?
Last year, the murder rate saw the sharpest decrease in history. Violent crime fell to one of its lowest levels in more than 50 years. But we have more to do. We have to help cities invest in more community police officers, more mental health
You said
workers,
defund the
more
police, you
community
jackass.
violence intervention.
Let me just make sure that he
Give
said.
communities the tool to crack down on gun crime, retail crime, and carjacking. Keep building trust, as I've been doing by taking executive action on police reform and calling for it to be the law of the land. Directing my cabinet to review the federal classification of marijuana and expunging thousands of convictions for the mere possession, because no one should be jailed for simply using or have it on their record. Take on crimes of domestic violence. I'm ramping up the Federal Enforcement of the Violence Against Women Act that I proudly wrote when I was a senator. So we can finally end the scourge against women in America.
This is from a man who allegedly molested his daughter, whose son-in-law,
What are the kinds of violence I want to stop?
whose son allegedly sexually
With
trafficked,
us
sex
tonight
trafficked
is
kids,
Jasmine,
minors.
whose 9-year-old sister Jackie was murdered with 21 classmates and teachers in elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Very soon after that happened, Jill and I went to Uvalde for a couple of days. We spent
for
hours
vacation.
and hours with each of the families.
Couple of days, hours and
We
hours.
heard their message, so everyone in this room, in this chamber, could hear the same message. The constant refrain, and I was there for hours meeting with every family.
Hours, over 2
They
days.
said, do something.
Do something.
Do something.
From whisper to
Well, I
scream.
did do something by establishing the first ever Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House, that the Vice President is leading the charge. Thank you for doing it. Meanwhile, my predecessor told the NRA he's proud he did nothing on guns when he was president. Oh. After another shooting in Iowa recently, he said, when asked what to do about it, he said, just get over it. There's his quote, just get over it.
I'll go look it up right now.
I say, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I'm proud we beat the NRA when I signed the most significant gun safety law in nearly 30 years because of this Congress. We now must beat the NRA again. I'm demanding a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
What's an assault weapon, Joe? What's an assault weapon?
Pass universal background checks.
I'm pretty sure you already have universal background checks.
None of this. None of this. I taught the Second Amendment for 12 years. None of this violates the Second Amendment or vilifies responsible gun owners.
Pretty sure they already have.
You know, as we manage
background
challenges
checks.
at home, we're also managing crises abroad, including in the Middle East.
Holy shit, it's
I
a
know the
stream
last
of
5 months have
consciousness
been
of verbal
gut-wrenching
diarrhea.
for so many people, for the Israeli people, for the Palestinian people,
Yeah,
and so many here in America.
funding Israelis and then
This
offering
crisis
aid to the
began on
Palestinians.
October 7th with a massacre by a terrorist group called Hamas, as you all know.
A terrorist group called Hamas is kind of the Palestinian government, you
1,200
dumbass.
innocent people, women and girls, men and boys, slaughtered after enduring sexual
Palestinian
violence.
group. It's called their government.
The deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust, and 250 hostages taken. Here in this chamber tonight
Yeah, the parents.
are families whose loved ones are still being held by Hamas. I pledge to all the families that we will not rest until we bring every one of your loved ones home.
You're funding
We
Israel
also-
while funding Palestinian victims of the aggression. Make it make sense, Joe. Aid to Israel, aid to Gaza.
We will also work around the clock to bring home Evan and Paul, Americans being unjustly detained by the Russians.
That's it. He's done now. He's done with
Others
Gaza.
around
That
the
was it
world.
for his international foreign
Israel
conflict.
has the right to go after Hamas. Hamas ended this conflict by releasing hostages, laying down arms, could end it by releasing the hostages, laying down arms, and surrendering those responsible for October 7th.
Surrendering?
But Israel
What the
has a
hell are you talking about?
Excuse me. Israel has
You're choking on
an
your own bullshit.
added burden because Hamas hides and operates among the civilian population like cowards under hospitals, daycare centers, and all the like. Israel also has a fundamental responsibility, though,
Oh, hey,
to protect innocent
let me
civilians in
just talk out of
Gaza.
both sides of my mouth. Yeah, there you go. They've got an obligation, but they've already still got an obligation.
This
They've got a
war
right, but they've also got a right.
has taken a greater toll on innocent civilians than all previous wars in Gaza combined. More than 30,000 Palestinians have been killed, most of whom are not Hamas. Thousands and thousands of innocents, women and children, girls and boys.
But you just said
also
Hamas is
orphaned.
hiding under schools
Nearly
and
2
in
million
hospitals.
more Palestinians under bombardment or displacement. Homes destroyed, neighborhoods in rubble, cities in ruin. Families without food, water, medicine. It's heartbreaking. I've been working nonstop to establish an
Nonstop.
immediate ceasefire that
Immediate.
will last for 6 weeks to get all the prisoners released, all the hostages released, to get the hostages home and ease the intolerable and humanitarian crisis and build toward an enduring, something more enduring. The United States has been leading international efforts to get more
Lasting
humanitarian
ceasefire.
assistance to
Release
Gaza.
the hostages.
Tonight, I'm directing the U.S. military to lead an emergency mission to establish a temporary pier in the Mediterranean on the coast of Gaza.
A temporary
They can receive
pier.
large shipments carrying food, water, medicine, and temporary shelters. No U.S. boots will be on the ground. A temporary pier
No
will
U.S. boots
enable
will be on the
a
ground.
massive
Didn't he say
increase
that
in
they
the amount of
wouldn't be
humanitarian
offering like
assistance
certain
getting
weapons
into
to
Gaza
Ukraine
every
either?
day.
This is so fucking stupid. It's just beyond words. Hey, let's
Israel must do its
let's
part.
let's give 15 billion in aid to Israel to
Israel
initiate
must allow
the
more
war,
aid into Gaza and ensure
and then
humanitarian
build a
workers
pier
aren't
to
caught in the
provide
crossfire.
aid.
They're announcing they're going to have a crossing in northern Gaza. To the leadership of Israel, I say this: humanitarian assistance cannot be a secondary consideration or a bargaining chip. Protecting and saving innocent lives has to be a priority.
But Hamas is hiding
look
under
to the
schools and
future,
hospitals, right?
The only real solution to the situation
Is peace.
is a two-state solution over time.
A two-state solution over time. How do you do that? And as much as I agree with it, when
And
one
I
of the
say
states.
this, as a lifelong supporter of Israel, my entire career, no one has a stronger record with Israel than I do. I challenge any of you here. I'm the only American president of Israel in wartime. But there is no other path
He's the only
that
president
guarantees
to
Israel's
visit
security and
Israel during
democracy.
wartime. This guy's
There is
a
no
hero.
other path that guarantees Palestinians can live in peace with peace and dignity. And there's no other path that guarantees peace between Israel and all of its neighbors, including Saudi Arabia, with whom I'm talking. Creating stability in the Middle East also means containing the threat posed by Iran. That's why I built a coalition of more than a dozen countries to defend international shipping and freedom of navigation in the Red Sea. I've ordered strikes to degrade the Houthi capability and defend U.S. forces in the region. As Commander-in-Chief, I will not hesitate to direct further measures to protect our people and our military personnel. For years, I've heard many of my Republican and Democratic friends say that China is on the rise and America is falling behind. They've got it backwards. I've been saying it for over 4 years, even when I wasn't president. America's rising. We have the best economy in the world. And since I've come to office, our GDP is up, our trade deficit with China is down to the lowest point in over a decade. And we're standing up against China's unfair economic
I think
practices.
he's going to try to go for a record of the longest speech
Standing up
ever.
for peace and stability across the Taiwan Straits. I've revitalized our partnership and alliance in the Pacific. India.
I don't see any people wearing
Australia,
dog
Japan,
uniforms or
South Korea,
or transgender
Pacific
people
Islands.
there.
I've made sure that the most advanced American technologies can't be used in China, not allowing to trade them there. Frankly, for all this tough talk on China, it never occurred to my predecessor to do any of that. I want competition with China, not conflict.
Look at Kamala. Look at Kamala.
And we're in a stronger position to win the conflict of the 21st century against China than anyone else, for that matter, than any time as well. Here at home, I've signed over 400 bipartisan bills. There's more to pass my unity agenda. Strengthen penalties on fentanyl trafficking. You don't want to do that, huh? Pass bipartisan privacy legislation to protect our children online.
I didn't hear what you just said there.
Harness.
Pass, what did you just say?
Harness the promise of AI to protect us from peril. Ban AI voice impersonations and more. And keep our truly sacred obligation to train and equip those we send into harm's way and care for them and their families when they come home and when they don't.
Oh yeah, you care about when they come home and they're not at war anyway. How many veterans committed suicide last year, Joe?
That's why the song Support and Help of Dennis and the VA, I signed the PACT Act. One of the most significant laws ever, helping millions of veterans exposed to toxins who now are battling more than 100 different cancers. Many of them don't come home, but we owe them and their families support. We owe it to ourselves to keep supporting our new health research agency called ARPA-H. And remind us that we can do big things, like end cancer as we know it, and we will.
Didn't he say that as part of his 2020 campaign? Pretty sure he said moonshot was going to survive, was going to cure cancer.
Let me close with this.
Close, please. End it.
Yay! I know you don't want to hear any more, Lindsay, but I got to say a few more things.
You just said close it, Joe. So
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while. When you get to be my age, certain things become clearer than ever. I know the American story. Again and again, I've seen the contest between competing forces in the battle for the soul of our nation. Between those who want to pull America back to the past and those who want to move America to the future.
Look at Kamala. Look at her.
My lifetime has taught me to embrace freedom and democracy, a future based on core values that have defined America: honesty, decency, dignity, equality, to respect everyone, to give everyone a fair shot, to give hate no safe harbor. Now, other people my age see it differently. The American story of resentment, revenge, and retribution, that's not me. I was born amid World War II,
he's not about
when
revenge
America
or
stood
retribution.
for the freedom of the world. I grew up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, among working-class people who built this country. I watched in horror as two of my heroes, like many of you did, Dr. King and Bobby Kennedy, were assassinated.
Who?
And their legacies inspired me to pursue a career in service.
Bobby Coons?
I left the law firm and became a public defender because my city of Wilmington was the only city in America occupied by the National Guard after Dr. King was assassinated because of the riots. And I became a county councilman almost by accident. I got elected to the United States Senate when I had no intention of running at age 29. Then vice president of our first black president. Now president to the first women vice president.
I love how he only sees race and gender. This is how a racist sees the world. Who did he say? Bobby who? Oh my God, this is so disgusting.
In my career, I've been told I was too young. By the way, they didn't let me on the Senate elevators for votes sometimes. Not a joke.
Not a joke.
And I've been told I'm too old. Whether young or old, I've always known what endures. I've known our North Star. The very idea of America is that we're all created equal and deserves to be treated equally throughout our lives. We've never fully lived up to that idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I won't walk away from it now.
Oh, they're going to have sex tonight. Look at Jill. She just can't wait for Joe to get back home so they can have healthy sex. For those of you who don't know, they wrote an article about, half of these people are not going to survive another 4 years.
The issue facing our nation isn't how old we are.
It's how old we're not.
Ideas.
Oh, sorry.
Hate, anger, revenge, retribution are the oldest of ideas. But you can't lead America with ancient ideas that only take us back. You lead America, the land of possibilities. You need a vision for the future and what can and should be done. Tonight you've heard mine. I see a future where defending democracy, you don't diminish it. I see a future where we restore the right to choose and protect our freedoms, not take them away. I see a future where the middle class.
What an asshole says, well done, son.
And the wealthy have to pay their
Your
fair share in
dementia
taxes.
is what endures, says Civil Shepherd.
I see a future where we save the planet from the climate crisis and our country from gun violence. Above all, I see a future for all Americans. I see a country for all Americans. And I will always be president for all Americans because I believe in America. I believe in you, the American people. You're the reason we've never been more optimistic about our future than I am now.
What the hell did he just say?
Let's build the future together.
You're
Let's
the
remember
reason
who
why
we are. We are the United States of America. And there is nothing beyond our capacity when we act together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
He can't believe he made it through the whole thing. Now we're going to have to see this for another 10 minutes. Dude can't believe he made it through the whole thing. That was 2 of the most painful hours that I've ever been through. And I've had a testicular torsion, a colonoscopy, I've had cavities. I've never had a root canal. Thank you for mentioning the climate change.
Thank you. We're going to get it back. We're going to get it back.
Baptist preacher tonight.
I'll tell you what.
You were the Baptist preacher tonight.
I'll tell you what Jimmy
You were the Baptist preacher tonight.
Jimmy should do for you in Delaware. I said, Mr. Chairman, someplace you'd help and someplace you'd hurt. He looked at me and said, I'll come and campaign for you again. And said, I'll help you.
Come on now.
You were a Baptist preacher tonight. Can I have some money for my campaign? Oh, that's right. I'm not running again this year. Can you redo the roof of my house in Vermont? Great job. Thank you, man. Oh, I see a kid. Is there a kid here?
No, there's no team strength.
Great job, Mr. President.
Look at these butt lickers. Hey, Joe, can I suck your boot while I'm here? Oh, that's Merrick Garland.
Here's what I worry about with Ukraine. If we pull away, the rest of Europe's going to stay.
Can you believe they expect us to believe that he's discussing Ukraine? If we pull back, here's my concern with you. They expect us to believe that he's discussing Ukraine with these jackasses. Here's the thing now, I'm afraid if we pull out of Ukraine, Russia's gonna, I just announced my fears on national television.
We're going to get a deal done on Ukraine. We have to. Good job on the border.
Good job on the border.
Oh, yeah. I'm sticking with you.
No, I really mean it.
No, really. Thank you, sir.
And this guy with you does too.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Something's gonna happen now. I can feel it.
You were on fire. You were on fire.
Nobody's going to talk about cognitive impairment now.
Thanks, Nadler. We didn't know either of those were going to do that. It's so amazing. They just say the quiet part out loud. Nobody's going to talk about your dementia now because you spoke tonight. Why is that woman up in the front again? Who is that?
See if I can get out of the way. And I get out of the way so y'all can take this.
Did you read today's paper?
I was competing to make a second course, but you didn't.
Thank you, Molly Strong. Thank you so much.
By the way, until it's all done, don't set up the day for season. No, I mean,
Get that aid to Israel also security.
I actually wanted to go that way so I could say hello to them.
No, because there's chairs right there.
I'll be there. President, great job tonight.
It's funny, eh? How we can very distinctly hear certain people. Nadler, Schiff. Like, are they mic'd up? Look at that guy on the right. This is enough to make you lose faith in humanity. But it's funny, eh? We heard Nadler perfectly. We heard Shift perfectly. But none of the other people perfectly. It's like some are mic'd up and some are not.
Hey man, then we can swap with you. How about that?
Sorry about that.
There will be no discussion about your cognitive ability now, will there? Bobby Kennedy. I can't hear that guy.
I know I did, if she says. I know that happened.
We're walking this way, so we're going that way.
Yep, we're going this way right here.
Go back.
Oh, that is his handler, whoever said that.
Do you got any space behind you? Nope.
Well, that was painful.
We're going to see you for the first debate in my district.
Yep, all vile, disgusting, disgraceful. Shit emoji. I'll get to the super chats and rumble rants after this is over. That person in the blue is Victoria Nuland.
I shouted real loud. I didn't hear it.
I'm pretty sure that the woman in the blue and yellow is Victoria Nuland.
They loved you there. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know. I know. You think you're in the prettier. You have the prettier part. We can get the speech.
That's not Victoria Nuland.
Yes. You knocked it out of the park.
Knocked around. I don't want to get in front of
The best ever.
Best ever.
Mr. President, you brought the Irish fire tonight.
You brought the Irish fire tonight. You brought the Irish fire.
It was incredible.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You're sore and tired. Sycophants is right.
Do it again. In the church. I want to get y'all doing it. No, take a picture. I want to snap it.
We're gonna get you to the Indy 500.
You kicked ass and took names.
You kicked ass and took names. He's the father of a child who was one of the 13 Marines.
But that truck is come on.
Secret Service test track, which is an old reference.
You're not my wife.
And you're a torque junkie like me.
He's afraid of it to get in the car.
Oh yeah, it's your BFF.
If I can get him to do this. Can I get a picture of the senator and me on our... No, not... You're not going to hold it. We're getting...
We got it. We got it.
Here we go.
All right. For IVF, We put up to freedom.
Thank you. Thank you. Got it over to you.
We'll try to navigate.
You guys exiting? Thank you so much. My stuff is back there. Okay, I'll go around.
My stuff is back there. Parade them around.
Can you take this?
Yes. How are you, ma'am?
I saw you earlier. How's everything going? Yeah, good.
The U.S. military are being used to build the port. It's going to cost billions. It's embarrassing because we're spending all this time and blood because our allies won't do what we say. Why do I pay taxes? Do the words coming out of his mouth count as shatting himself? How is he going to stop gun violence when he can't even stop shoots? Did that guy say 13 Marines? Yes. So we got that before. He's the father of one of the Marines killed in Afghanistan.
Where is she? Maybe I can find her.
He's ticking every box, not to miss anyone. Satan. All that white and those women looks like Handmaid's Tale. I may not be correct, but I think the family for Miss Lakin. But if this gibberishing fool called me to the Capitol to use my daughter as a political tool, and he didn't even get her name right, hell, maybe he's remembering the Civil War.
In Houston, Texas.
Take a shot every time Kamala stands up. Don't do that, you'll be dead. You cause this catastrophe.
Really? Okay. He's going to take her number? Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. 713.
I missed one here. What's that old law saying? If you can't argue the facts, just bang the table. It's diabolical the way he lies. The first 30 seconds he called for World War III, and he hasn't addressed the fact that the vast majority of Americans want the border fixed and no more war. Now he's openly speaking down to his constituents. This is infuriating. Wow, they really have drugged him up tonight. What the hell is he talking about? They're letting this go on forever.
You kidding? Congressman, should we take a photo right here? Right here, there we go. Excellent, sounds good. Excellent.
Did you get a signing?
I did. I got multiple.
I know that voice. I know that voice.
I'm out of your life and out of your world.
Right this way.
Thank you. I have stuff back here that I have to go.
Right, I think around is probably best.
It's a great picture for governorship.
Oh, something's going to happen right now. I think she wants him to kiss her.
Yes, 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 yes.
He just struck her. He just struck a woman. Everyone saw that. He punched her in the face.
Yes.
What the hell did he just do? Like, I'm making a joke from Liar Liar, but he did just do that. Thank you. The girl said, get him out of here.
I talked to Mom last night. I said the Chinese are watching. Everybody's watching. The point being made here, the world's watching. Seminal moment in American world history.
I agree, and I want to joke and say history's watching. We're going to write about this one. I don't mean my speech, I mean this one.
They'll write about that speech. They're going to write about this. They're going to write about this speech.
Pretty soon.
Dave Amo from Rhode Island. I'll be here.
I didn't get you guys to I was happy you're here, little man.
Little man? Did he just say little man? I'm just happy you're here. He said little man.
She said, don't forget to tell him he invited me.
I know that I just heard him say little man.
I know.
And they didn't transcribe it. When is this going to end?
My kids are pretty lovely. Probably like the
I love the give and take you gave with their friends in Australia.
Mr. President, former Congressman from Detroit, and what you've accomplished for those people is sensational. It really is.
Sensational. Look at these guys. This is like...
Tonight, this was the most tremendous. I've been to 8 State of the Union addresses in Mississippi. That's right. Thank you for being for the country. Eugene, my best friend. Right here.
Catherine Clark.
This is my best friend, Catherine.
It's my best friend, Catherine Clark.
So we have a very important presentation.
Good to see you.
My daughter, Greta, met you as a member of the you were so kind. You held her up. She said, what do I call her? You said, high school. I'm president.
Kamala Harris is just like imagining this can be her next year. This can all be mine.
Yes, sir.
Where are you tomorrow?
I'm here in Columbus. My wife's outside, so you might see.
If you have a chance, come over to the Oval. We'll give you a time. I frame all these people.
Well, she is enamored with you, and it makes parenting hard because you said call her Joe. We say President Biden. She
Joe is good enough. Okay, so
Well, they should really just like
I'll put on the back.
cup his boot. Like, oh, Joe Biden, your boot is so big and leathery. It tastes so delicious.
No, you're good, Admiral Faye. I got you. I know you are, ma'am.
I want to wait for this crap to end.
Put on those glasses.
Harry Truman said, they said, give him hell. Harry says, I'm not giving him hell. I'm just telling the truth. They think it's hell.
That's exactly right. They don't like to hear it.
Mr. President, you were fantastic. Thank you so much. Michigan loves you so much, Mr. President. We're excited to have you there as much as you
I am
want.
holding up everybody here.
Mr. President, thank you very much.
I'm so sorry to see you guys waiting.
Privilege.
By the way, all kidding aside, I'm so damn tired of this. I mean, really and truly, you think about it. They tell us that it's cheap all the time. It's the finest fighting force in history. I don't think in history no one would excuse my expression as a tax on my head. I really mean it. Think of what you're doing. Everywhere I go, and some of you have been to these international meetings I go to, the CEO, the president pull me aside and go, you got to stand with us. We need you military. Our democracy is at risk of getting out of this. There's so much at stake if we lose Ukraine.
He just said there's so much at stake if we lose Iraq or Iran, and then said, sorry, I meant Ukraine.
Thanks for accepting this with me.
They're gonna haul his ass out of there now.
We had so much strong
You literally just got Iran and Iraq mixed up with Ukraine.
President. I'm the ambassador of Romania.
Well, how are you? I spent a lot of time in your country, as you know.
I know, twice, 2009.
That's exactly right. Spent a lot of time.
And after
Yeah. I was worried she wasn't going to come home.
Yeah. He told me once. Yeah, and we have a picture.
Sure.
Yeah. The best part of your speech was.
The best part of your speech was what?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Very nice to see you, sir.
Thank you. I keep telling these guys they work in
Pecs. That's what we're.
You okay?
Doing good.
You need it.
No, doing good.
Can you mute the pedo or just give us your reaction, says Bill Brown in locals. Red lighting this time, says Cows59. Bobby 84094 is it the whole Supreme Court? They wouldn't show up for Trump when he gave his SOTU. Me and my shadow says they had to go back to the White House in helicopter, Joe, 4 blocks because pro-Palestinian protesters blocked the motorcade.
How are you? Fine, and you? I'm well, thank you. Very well.
I'm well.
This
This is great.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States. Really appreciate it. It's awesome.
No, it really is. I know you
fucking sycophants.
All steel workers are too. In the steel industry.
That counts as a blank stare.
Used in steel and cement. It's gigantic.
The amount of carbon used in steel and cement is gigantic.
You kidding me? If I did, my grandfather could have back What's your dad's name?
Frank was a state senator when he was fighting.
Are you kidding?
He's dedicated in your mind.
My great-grandfather was the first Catholic elected to the state senate. Actually, the second. He was elected to the state senate. And they accused him when he was running of being a Mormon liar. And he found out he wasn't going to
Her father's a Catholic. He was in the state senate.
Going back to locals.
He is 90 gonna be 90.
Motorcade blocked by pro-Palestinian protesters, says me and my shadow. Give us the booty gay for the Gipper. No, Bill Brown, I'm not doing that. STFU FFS says, I literally became violently nauseated when this old fucktard was kissing the woman. How pathetic is this spectacle? Sycophants cheering on sociopathic, corrupt crats while the whole country burns and World War III boils over. Bill Brown says, the entire room of assholes is why I despise money. They'd kill us all for very little of it. Bill Brown says, and soon as his admin took over, complete coincidence. Bill Brown says, except his Department of Justice. I really do wish Liar's pants would really catch on fire, says Denise Ann too. This is just like Christmas because this is what this is. And it's their campaign policy. We are in so deep, we need to start using some...
Mr. President.
Can't do that. Can't read that, Merchant Marine. Weefy Mum says he's just telling everyone what they want to hear. No reality, just pure hopium. What is the bigger picture here? It's diarrhea. Leanne, advanced celebration of life. Mont 8516. Answer to crime is fear 1E. A federal execution statute. For first-degree murder. If someone is bad enough to be put away for life, execute them. Merchant Marine says this was a brilliant State of the Union. Politically, the Republicans must do the same for the rest of it. There are always cool parents. It's time to use the same tactic. His eyes are all pupils. Black, drugged up, says Quirky.
That was good.
We'll see you, Mr. President.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Mr. President, great job.
Thank you for standing up, making me feel good.
Right? No, great. Fantastic. It's game time now.
Okay. I guess I'm holding everybody up.
Not at all. Way to go.
We're glad to wait.
The chair here announces now resolved. House come to order.
Would you mind?
So they just did that, all that shit, just for show.
I'll sign it and send it to you. All right. Do that. Really. Do it.
Do it. Sign it. So funny.
No, I was being polite. You knocked it out of the ballpark. Good to see you. Well done. Thank you.
Mr. President, you did amazing for being from Colorado.
For what purpose
so proud. That was
Louisiana
awesome.
seek recognition?
We're going to be fighting together.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the message of the President be referred to the Committee of the Whole on the State of the Union.
I couldn't run without him. Could not run.
Mr. President.
Does the gentleman from Louisiana have a motion?
Did you just kiss that woman on the lips?
The question is on the motion to adjourn. Those in favor say aye.
Did you just kiss her on the lips?
No. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. Accordingly, the House stands adjourned until 9 a.m.
Notice that's one.
Yes, thank you.
And he went to punch her in the face too.
And thank you for having Governor Lewis make this latest part. We all love him.
All right, Mr. President, great job.
Thanks, pal.
We're going to push that bipartisan Senate bill. We're trying to get everybody to make that our strategy to go after the different Gs.
Mr. President, great speech. Loved it.
You take a risk standing all the time for me on the
I know. Wanted to keep coming back to Detroit. We need you.
We're coming back.
Yeah,
Can't get rid of them.
really.
Fantastic. The interruptions, that's just so new and different. I hope it wasn't.
It's a game they played. They did it last time. And I said, oh. And I got them all together. I said, you're not going to cut Social Security. And when I said, anybody going to cut Social Security, raise your hand. I might. I was thinking,
So proud of you.
Proud of you, proud of you. And it means a lot.
People are saying you kicked butt back home. They texted me saying he kicked butt tonight. Yeah.
As long as I'm with you, I'm okay.
Hey, and thank you for mentioning the talk that.
That's important.
My guest is an immigrant Army veteran from the Gulf War. He went from 30% to 100%. His husband now gets benefits.
His husband?
He says, I'm now...
I didn't do it because of my son, but you know, the Pack he died.
Yes.
Being a quarter mile from a burn pit for a year.
Yes. Yes.
And his children had a shot. For college and everything.
Yes, and the disability benefits is going to the survivors. This is really important. So thank you, Mr. President.
Hi, Mr. President.
Love those glasses.
I am looking forward to welcoming you to Georgia on Saturday.
I'm coming down.
I know. I'll be with you.
All right.
And I need you to bring that energy with you that you just had tonight.
I got a lot of energy. That's my problem.
Well, we love it. Thank you. And we're going to bring it home for you on
I've
Tuesday.
got a lot of energy. That's my
I didn't
problem.
do it.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God, I didn't do it.
No, listen, we need some help from the Forest Service. This symbolizes the 86 people that died in the fire in Paradise, California. They made this for me, the residents there, part of the wood that is salvaged. So I said as chair of the Forestry Committee, what I'm asking is that our Forest Service needs to speed up the pace with which we harvest forests and make our communities fire safe.
That's a state issue.
And we just held a hearing in South Dakota with the Nyman family. They're going to lose their business soon. If we don't have them, the Forest Service will never, ever keep up by themselves.
It's a state issue.
The private sector. We've got to increase the pace and scale of forestry. I appreciate it.
You know, I've been there. In North Dakota, too.
Yes, sir.
And I've flown over more timber burned to the ground.
It's killing the wildlife.
Than make up the entire state of the state of Maryland. And by the way,
a million acre fire in my district.
Yeah, and by the way, if you notice, you fly over in the helicopter, those places with good roofs, they didn't burn.
With the right materials.
Yeah. So we got to change that. Anyway.
We got to cut some trees.
Anyway, that one doesn't count. It's after the speech.
Just like Scranton. All right, thanks so much, sir.
What are they saying, Scranton? You want me to sign it or something?
Oh, no. I just want you to hold it. Think of the folks.
Thanks, man. I'm thinking of the folks.
You want me to sign
Some
it?
folks I'm thinking of start with Putin.
Not those folks. Thank you, sir. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Okay.
I just want you to hold it.
The strongest support I have.
I will take it to them. He said something about Putin.
Delaware has the highest percentage of volunteer firefighters of any state in the union. And we have fire school anyway.
We've had a ton at home, too. But we're working also.
Wow, they skipped out that middle section about Putin.
Good.
We'll be good on that.
I mean,
help our woodcutters, help our forestry industry, please. Get our forest service crafting. Okay? Thanks, Sway.
Mr. President, can you say hi to my niece?
What's her name?
Marissa.
Hey, Marissa, how are you? Who's this guy?
He's wearing his Irish shirt.
You got your Irish shirt on? All right.
Second time someone had the Irish fire.
We got a great memory.
We got to continue walking out. You got the speakers team here. Thanks for coming tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
It was horrible.
All right.
Can you please just cut the mic so we can stop listening to this crap?
She goes on overtime now, right? She goes on overtime.
Well, we just have to go downstairs.
Yeah. The home stretch.
Yeah.
They're closest majority. It's historic. Thank you for taking the time to say that, sir.
It's within the majority of the minority.
This is just creepy at this point.
Thank you, Mr.
Anyways.
Stick right this way.
Right here, sir.
Okay.
Now we gotta go.
Right this way. We're
Get him out, please.
straight out.
Straight out.
Straight up.
Straight up, leave.
Got Team Clyburn over here.
You're looking
Just
good.
cut it.
So are
Just
you.
cut it.
So are
You're
you.
looking good. You always look like I don't know who your habitat.
I told you, let's go shopping.
I'd like to.
Yeah. So this is Lindy. Also Team Clyburn. Yeah.
How are you? Good to see you again.
I work for Jim too.
Lena. Yeah.
This is as organic as
Good man to work for here.
sucralose on aspartame mixed with a little bit of crack. Oh, he's operating a phone a second time tonight. No one's going to question his mental acumen after this performance. I just want to read the Rumble rants and then we're all going to go to bed. Did he just say the houses with blue roofs didn't burn? Is he admitting a conspiracy is
For the
real?
first time in memory, the president outlasted the House session.
I knew
and
it.
They turned down the lights, and President Biden took over a half an hour to work his way off the House floor. We stayed with the House because they were in session up until the end there. That's a commitment that C-SPAN has had now since 1979. Katie Britt, the Republican from Alabama, senator, started her response. We'll be playing that for you in just a few.
No, we won't. Holy crap, I look crazy. That was the most painful thing I've ever been through. Spiritually. Not spiritually. I'll just say not colonoscopy, not dental work, and not physical surgery. Oh my goodness. He just said it again about the blue roofs. Did he say that? I thought he just said about the roofs being built properly. Is there a conspiracy theory about blue roofs? Blue roofs burn less slowly. New conspiracy, blue things didn't burn in Maui fire. I'll leave it to our community because I heard him say something about roofs, but I didn't hear whether or not it was blue or built. Did YouTube do a live feed fact check on this president like the last one? Just asking. The Irish are mortified, says Ariel Rodriguez. But why did he start the State of Union by telling us we need to give more money to Ukraine? Oh, God, sycophants, more like psychophants. Why was it? Okay, so that was people. I don't know what to say. That was the most. That was painful. Like we did it. We witnessed it. It's on the internet forever. I'm gonna pull up all of the Rumble rants before we retire for the evening. Senile old man delivers speech. Here we go. T-Paw 59 says, I wish my Vietnam hubby would get his 100%. Biden's a traitor. Jason of the greater area, TGA, says, that was the worst movie I have ever seen. 1776 down says, I'm pissed. Joking about having to pay 3+ times more for everything and saying he won't raise taxes was such a slap in the face. Stupid Democrats. We shouldn't pay any taxes at this point. Ombudsman 1 says, Viva, thanks for making this bearable. Dude, I think I actually failed towards the end. It was terrible. Clearly sunshine. This is a disgrace. I've yelled at my TV so much tonight that my poor dog is hiding in the bedroom. Mine is in here somewhere. Nodding Moose says you have to give them some credit. Whatever they did put up his arse to keep his mouth moving seems to have worked. I'll give him credit there. He talked the entire time. T-Paw 59, $50. Thank you very much. Well then, give my husband back his Vietnam vet disability. Don't hold up all those vets. 100%. You don't disrespect the soldiers who put up with you over 40 of their 50 years. Pay them now. You are a disgrace. Ogden HXC says, I believe in hell. I believe in hell. It is my greatest pleasure. I can understand why people have to. Squeaky wheel, the drugs are wearing off. T-Paw, God help us. The Hamas is more important than an American killed by any illegals. So sorry, Viva. The great America I grew up with has lost its way. Has lost it with this pathetic dog and pony. No soul left in that vessel. Thomboso says, Kamala led the charge at the border too. Do not come home. So bad. Welcome to the state of communism from future commu bastard. Teapaw59. Teapaw59 says, illegals are your favorite color. Stop the racist comment. You're a joke. Varax1. Joe, you're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. Teapaw. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene gave him that coin. I think MTG gave him that coin. Even she stopped him. She stopped him. FJB didn't give her the decency to tell her the story. To tell a story. I'm wondering whether or not Marjorie Taylor Greene made a strategic mistake by doing that. If he knew that she was going to do that, he had to come back and, yeah, that's true. Oh, I got a coin. And now let me move on. Did he have that coin made up, or did Marjorie Taylor? If she gave it to him, she'll make some issue of that later. Patriot Girl 11 says, I wish the military U.S. Marshals would come in and arrest Joe Biden now. Teapaw, this MFer is overrun in crime and blaming all but themselves. He didn't write this speech. Oh, he didn't write the speech. Hey, that's Maria Shriver Kennedy working with Jill on women's health. Arnold's ex. F them all. Fuck them all. Mighty Megatron says, I heard Biden has a lifetime supply of Doritos. Ogne Hexy, mortgage interest is up to 7%. Ain't nobody can afford. Idiot don't know crap. Have you been to a grocery store shopping lately? What a moron. Say her name, GMA2 says. J. David 21, RFK Jr.'s 9-minute State of the Union had more substance, more intelligent commentary, and provided more hope than an entire hour of this geriatric donkey's blathering. Viva Nancy always sucked up like that too. Yeah, no, there's no question in terms of Kamala. That was from Teapaw. Mrs. Joey Baggs, all he said was vote for me and I will pay you. Inspector Buck, Unaffordable Care Act, Florida. Bob, how you doing, Florida? We need a my cousin Vinny moment when this is done. Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Mrs. Rancho Fiesta, he has to talk fast while he's juiced. Intermission, he gets his next hit. Chet Chisholm, this speech gave me cancer. He even said the threat to democracy must be protected. He even has an angry old man dementia face while he's yelling at everyone. Teapaw, K. Obama in the ear, Q. Obama in the ear, verbal abuse, liar, 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 fuck you, crook. Westport Stray Cat, I can't listen to none of this crap. Thanks for trying. Man, I understand. That was a long time ago, too. That was 9:42. What time is it now? That was an hour and a half ago. So the State of the Union was written by Joe Reed and Rachel Maddow. Response from Republican, all that shit was a lie. Teapaw, for the crooked government and all those Democrats, that's what illegals do. How many babies were milked for adrenochrome for this semi-coherent speech? Will no one think of the children? Nike 7. T-Stray, why is Johnson agreeing? I think he's got to do it. Sorry, Viva, this is a dog and pony show for real. Teapaw, Westport Stray Cat, he walked, standing ovation, please. Teapaw, sorry, Viva, this is a dog and pony show. This is all dragging out to prove he has stamina. Yep. Own best enemy. Yep. Ghost-faced killer. Have you ever seen a longer entrance for a SOTU? Miss Guy says the incessant greeting as he walks down the aisle. How about the incessant greeting as he walks out? It took 30 minutes. C-SPAN had to acknowledge it. A group of vultures is sometimes known as a committee. Lots of committee represent here tonight. It says .mhgnc. Bowman should pull the fire alarm, says Babs. Teapaw, Republican on the left. Viva, all the rest scum. When they all get together, I notice how many are so freaking ancient. Yep. Is the National Women's Month supposed to be just one long menstrual period? Okay, Snuggle Struggle says, keep notice on the hypocrisy. Biden has aided and abetted a foreign crime syndicate to invade this nation for his entire admin, only to now blame Republicans for said invasion. 1,000%. What about No Joke? That should be on the Gimmer. The Hook, he didn't get it. Finboy Slick, I'm betting he pooped himself. Instant win. Okay, Ghostface Killer, you were supposed to ring the announcement for the you were supposed to say it like a ring announcement for the boxing. So too, just the inlays, outlays of updates on wars. Okay, we got this. So Bobby Kennedy is someone you admired and looked up to, yet you won't provide his son with SS detail. This woman in the blue and yellow dress is Rep. Susan Wild from Pennsylvania. Let me screen grab that. I wish my Vietnam hubby would get his 100%. Everybody, thank you for bearing with me. That was truly, totally, and utterly painful. We're over though. Okay. So tomorrow I'll be live. That sucked. I did the best I could with that. That was actually painful even for me. We watched it, and everybody knows what happened. It's just an insult to human intelligence. It's an insult to human dignity. And now that demented old fool, with the help of his Mockingbird media, gets to say I gave a long speech and it took me 30 minutes to walk out. And look, I talked to everybody and didn't forget anybody's name. I'm greasy in my forehead. Okay, locals. Let me see what we got here. Did he just say the houses with brews didn't burn? Yeah, I got that one. Let me refresh here. Locals, I'll be live tomorrow at some point. I don't know when, but bingo. We got our bingo thing here. All right, I'm going to end it because I got to go to bed. That was painful. Thank you all for being here. I'll do my best. I'll be live at some point tomorrow. I don't know what we'll talk about, but maybe do a little summary on this. Maybe I'll just go to the beach. I haven't been to the beach in a while. I got to go walk dogs, squeeze a dog. There's no mess here. Got to go, wake up, take the kids to school, and do everything in the morning. That was painful. Thank you for suffering with me. I hope my suffering with you alleviated all of our collective suffering. And I will see you all tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the evening.